What is up, chat? We are not late.
Good
We're not late. I'm not
Lord.
late. I'm not late. If I'm on time,
already.
I'm not late. So I'm not late.
There's a cow
blame
in the
you.
studio. This is our handler. This is who I take phone calls from when I have to go. He's a very wise producer.
Where's the eeny, meeny, miny? Always lose it. Why can't I never find it? Chat, I don't know if you can tell, but this anti-immigration show is brought to you by Mexican Coke. See, this crazy thing happened. We were all talking about Epstein, and then it's like, oh, we're going to give you sugarcane Coke because you can't get it already. Like, bro, Josh, what does that taste like?
Let's give it a shot.
Does it taste like 25 million deportations apiece? They come in a 4-pack, so.
It's honestly a little flat.
Send it back.
It's not that much different, I'll be honest.
Is it worth 100 million deportations to have a sugar cane Coke?
Damn it.
Did you spill it?
Well, on
Pitiful.
myself. Josh says you had to help me with my wire in the bathroom.
Start. Lay down. Lay down. You're not going outside. You want to talk? What you want to say? Come here. Talk to him.
As per usual, I don't know what we're talking about today. We have a vague idea. I know what we're talking about at the end of the show, but I come in and Zeb's, he's like saying we got a lot to do today. So we got a lot to figure out. What up, Bob? We had a baby. It's a boy. We are getting fitted for our little hats. That's their mind control devices. There's chips in them.
Oh, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we got a lot of little stuff I want to knock down, but the bulk of the conversation is going to be, what is MAGA, Josh? I mean, like, we're at this point where Trump's abandoning his base. That's what the thumbnail is. What even is MAGA? If all of the OGs want the Epstein files, Trump abandons the people that want the Epstein files, what's left? I guess we're gonna dive into it heavier later, and we'll do some call-ins today if we have a little bit of time. So.
It is Thursday. Yo, what's up, dudes?
Thursday call-in days.
Josh,
so,
you better get your lazy Greek ass.
Let me get this dog halfway
call-in.
situated first, and then I'll be right back.
Josh I says Mexican Coke is still the classic. That might be true. Honestly, I mean, it is true Mexican Coke is better because they do use real sugarcane, but like with this, I can't tell the difference. It's probably because if it's even really Mexican sugarcane Coke, it tastes kind of the same. It's also a little bit flat, Zeb bought this right from the store, so it's not refrigerated at all. It's like lukewarm. Stacking coins says about damn time.
Oh.
How about you shut the hell up,
Did you miss
boy?
me, chat?
How about you shut the hell up, boy?
Did you miss me? All right.
Come for your ass.
Like I said, we got a lot to get through today. Number one, first of all, I want to knock down.
Damn. You and your tabs, man. No wonder the stream crashes sometimes. Got like 40 tabs pulled up.
Not this. I mean, this is on the Coke thing. Woo, big deal. We got sugar cane Coke, whatever. So the press secretary came out today and
Brought
said,
the snake skin in.
Yeah, I found that outside.
The skin or the snake?
The skin.
The chat can't see it on the TV, but like yesterday when I took a phone call, I saw big ass dead snake skin on the thing, and I just noticed that you brought it in here.
You can't see it, can you?
Not the full thing.
3 foot. It's just a garter snake.
Yeah, I figured as much.
A little more decoration every day. But I want to briefly touch on the press secretary came out today and said Donald Trump's doctors saying he's got intravenous bad blood flow. He's basically got bad blood flow and he's got swelling in his legs. So he's getting old, which everybody knew that. I don't think it's a big deal. It's probably going to get played up by some of the MSN, but I don't know. Figured I'd throw that out there before we get started. I don't think it's a big story. We'll see. We'll see if they make it a big story. Just forget about it.
Yeah, feel bad for him now.
They make Mexican Coke with fentanyl now. Yeah, I mean, if we're bringing back the sugar cane, just bring back the Coke too, dude. Screw it.
Hell yeah.
Make America great again. Isn't that what we make it great again?
Let's do it.
Coke in the Coke. Yeah, anyway. Sugar cane in the Coke. We're going to dive into, if chat don't have anything really for us, bring back 80s Coke. I saw this. This is a very trustworthy account, or at least it has been in the past. It said high fructose corn syrup does not have any more deleterious health effects than normal sugar, but is cheaper due to the subsidies it receives and the sugar tariff rate quota. Companies would probably gladly switch to sugar if it were cheap, but it would do nothing for health. From what I understand of how the body reacts to just sweet things, I think this is largely true. I mean, I don't know for sure. I haven't looked at the actual studies, but
yeah, I mean, like,
well, the problem is everyone wants to blame something, and what's been taking the brunt of that is corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup. I'm not saying it's good, but I would say that it's probably not as bad as people say it is, because everybody just wants to say, "Oh, I'm fat because corn syrup."
A surprisingly moderate take from you. Yeah, like
Really?
I feel like at times you are okay with believing like the most radical thing. Like I'm even open to the orbs idea. But
we got some more orbs today, boys.
Clearly the orbs are.
I'm gonna put a little
in
nugget
terms of
every day. We're gonna have a orb nugget in
terms
the
of
stream.
in terms of Occam's razor, orbs is a little bit more out there than a
for
missile.
sure.
You know what I
agree.
mean? But I completely agree. I think it's like, yeah, corn syrup's probably not good, but is it the reason everyone sucks? Is it the reason that health is so bad? I'm not saying it doesn't play a part.
I'll say this: it probably is high fructose corn syrup that is causing them to be fat. But the problem is they eat all of it. Like if you just didn't eat all of the high fructose corn syrup, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah. I mean, like at the end of the day, it's your eating habits.
They just said Occam's fallacy. Yeah. Let's see. I still vouch for sugar rather than artificials or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I would prefer. I mean, if I had a choice, I would prefer sugar. But, no, it's only like day 4 on my end. We
Day
got
35. I'm on day 1,400.
What's the question now? The question now not only is what is MAGA, the question is what is a Republican, and we're going to get into that here in a second too, because we got like 4 or 5 Republicans, quote unquote, calling for amnesty. What's a Republican if
a faggot?
Basically,
I mean,
that's what we're going to get into. Don't blame me. I voted for David Duke. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that up there just to kind of ponder on. I'm not sure, but maybe something to look into. So as we dive into some of these other stories, we're going to bring up Mondani again and this Somali creature, wherever he's at. Kind of talk about them, and I want to make a point here in a second that if you don't play this game that they're playing, then you lose. And so don't let people tell you not to play the game based on
my platform
principles.
Is that every single person should have housing, and I think
Can y'all see this, chat? Well, I can't even rewind it. Yeah, let me scroll it up, and we'll read Aaron's post.
My platform is that every single person should have housing, and I think faced with these two options, the system has hundreds of thousands of people unhoused, right? For what? And if there was any system that could guarantee each person housing, whether you call it the abolition of private property or you call it, just a statewide housing guarantee, it is preferable to what is going on right now. And I think that people try and play like gotcha games about these kinds of things, and it's like, look, I care more about whether somebody has a home.
There's so much here to break down. We could probably do a whole entire show on what is going on here. I mean, the ideas that he have don't exist without white people paying for them, right? The communism can't exist in these small communities without taxpayer funding from outside sources. That's just how communism works.
Okay. What did Oron McIntyre say? Can you scroll up?
We'll scroll it up. Read it.
Conservatives are just staring and pointing and Mamdani in a befuddled manner. He has bad arguments. Communism fails, but they don't stand that Mamdani isn't winning on arguments. Of course, communism is stupid and evil. Mamdani is selling ethnic resentment and replacement. Yeah, that's true. But
basically what he's
like,
saying is,
but let me just say this real quick. This whole thing, Benny Johnson saying communist Zoran Mamdani openly admits he wants to get rid of private property. Scary times for New York. This is BS. It's not going to happen. Communism doesn't exist. It's not real. And yeah, there's like wealth redistribution from white people to undeserving minorities.
They want communism for we call it communism, but all it is like he was saying, Oren's kind of alluding to here is resentment and replacement. It's just it's redistribution and reparations. That's all communism is on a small scale that he's kind of arguing for. It's just redistribution. But communism can only exist in a vacuum, right?
Right. But I guess my concern is this. It's not necessarily, it's like Zoran Mamdani is being shoved in our faces, and like this clip where he's just like, I don't care about private property. I just want poor people to have houses. Yeah, it's very like childish and baby brain. Like of course everyone wants people to have houses, but not by just giving retarded people houses, but by making the people capable of having property.
Well, the problem is, but these people shouldn't be here in the first place.
Yeah, of course, but I'm going off just of what is in this tweet.
Yeah, like I said, dude.
You're getting into the true meaning behind it, which we'll get into.
Like
but my point is,
it's a 30-second video
Benny
that we
Johnson,
can stretch out for 2 hours. I promise you.
Oh yeah, but Benny Johnson is throwing the communism versus capitalist thing in our face, which is not what it's about. It's because he's anti-Israel.
Yeah, it's because he's anti-Israel. But I mean, at least from our perspective, I think Aaron hits it here. He's a Marxist, but first and foremost, he's a third worldist, right? He's not American. And we're going to start doing some man on the street stuff. We got, there's a Charlie Kirk event in August that I'm trying to go to and kind of go around and ask people. I want to ask them, what is an American? Like, I think that should be something that we can all agree on. And like I've said before, when we were talking about this one right here, he kind of puts people in a box of how to define American.
All right.
And so we're gonna try to knock that down maybe in the street one day. But yeah, I mean, this is a 30-second video that we could stretch out for 2 hours. But at its core, he's not an American that wants to be a parasite on the American people. What else is he saying?
The system has hundreds of thousands of people unhoused.
Oh, hundreds of thousands of people unhoused. Dude, they shouldn't even be here. Deport them, and then we don't have to worry about housing, and you can go with them. I don't want to dwell on this one too much, but
the real threat
this is the same concept.
He is
right?
He is strikingly ugly. Like,
you mean Somali?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he like I get like, I always thought like, you know, the guy like, look at me, I'm the captain now. I thought he was like just actual Somalian and they just look malnourished genetically.
Yeah, you can't undo generations of malnourishment overnight.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like what's the guy's name? Yakub.
Strikingly ugly. Gunnar, welcome to chat. Jack, welcome to the stream. Taxpayers need to move into boats and stop paying taxes.
That's a take.
That's a take. Let's create a floating island Like, what's that movie with Matt Damon?
Waterworld?
No, well, Waterworld's one. That's a good one. We could do a good Waterworld.
Kevin Costner?
No, he's on a spaceship and floating out in space.
The Martian?
No, it starts with an E.
Interstellar?
No, that starts with an I.
With Matt Damon? With Matt Damon? No, I know it starts with that.
And he's got an exoskeleton
you were
suit.
going with it.
What's the name of the thing, chat?
Elysium.
Elysium. There we go.
Yeah.
Like that, but in the
Hey,
the
Josh
ocean.
got it.
That was a struggle. Oh Lord, thank you, chat. I'll give Josh credit for that one. Not this Josh. Anyway.
What the hell? I said it first.
Nope.
And I thought you thought that Interstellar started with an E because Matt Damon is in that movie and he's in the spacesuit. But
is Matt Damon in that movie?
In Interstellar, yeah, he is. He's in it for a short bit. He's not the main character.
Anyway, you know who's not in Interstellar or never going to space?
Them being
Somalis.
terrorist.
unless they're riding in a white man's spaceship. But I played the clip a second ago just to kind of point out that this is a movement that's going to gain traction, right? Because it's not about, and Aaron kind of hinted at this, it's not about winning in the marketplace of ideas. This idea that Charlie Kirk has been pushing and really the entire conservative Inc. of we need to win in the marketplace of ideas. Well, it doesn't matter if you win in the marketplace of ideas when your enemy hates you for who you are. They don't care about your ideas. They simply hate you for who you are. Let me find this real quick. I had to dig this one up the other day.
Oh, that's an oldie.
That I'm always interested by this argument, like, oh, how are we going to maintain our white status? So let's play out that racist idea. And all of a sudden we let a bunch of French people in
Oh, it's so racist, is it? Up there with the faggot.
our country. No, let's play that idea. We let a bunch of German
Chad, I need a tower. Can we get a tower?
or French people who are all socialist and hate our values. The insinuation of your question is that somehow race and ideology are intertwined together. President Donald Trump has been wrongly accused of being a racist president. Do you know that President Donald Trump received more support in the Latino and the black community than John McCain and Mitt Romney?
Okay, you go from 15% to 16%. More is relative.
Combined. I will also say that it is a failure of the conservative movement to not be able to communicate to communities in the black community, which I believe the black community is in.
All right, that's enough of that garbage. I just had that halfway ready. Anyway.
Heard them being called terrorists. We heard them being called drug dealers. We heard a lot of insults. We heard that they're a threat to our national security.
I want you to see who he cites right here too.
We heard that they're a threat to our national security, and that's a flat-out lie. You want to know who the real threat is, Madam President? I'll give you a hint. They don't look like our chief author. They don't look like the folks up in the gallery. They don't look like...
See, he understands more than everybody else does. They don't look like us, and that matters.
The folks on the rotunda. They look like many of the members that sit in the front. And you don't have to take my word for it.
And so if he's playing this game of looks, and you aren't, you lose. Would I prefer not to play it?
Sure.
Probably. But we don't have a choice.
According to DHS, Madam President, the greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race. Threat facing the United States comes from, quote, according to the greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists.
I didn't cite the source, but this is the...
he said DHS.
That does he said, okay, so he says DHS. So they did this, what was it, like 4 years ago during Biden administration, DHS came out and said white supremacists are the greatest threat to democracy or America or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They use your own, I don't know, what is it, studies against you. I mean, I'm not saying they're our studies, but what I am saying is that they are defined as American, right? And so we are being weaponized against ourselves because we don't understand what he understands, which is race matters.
Specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race, not our immigrants. We are safer and we're better off because of them.
How many conversations of ideas in a marketplace would change his mind?
Yeah, what argument would convince him that you're more likely to have higher IQ people in a white community than a black community? Then so that if you were to pick out a random person from Europe 10 years ago versus a random Somalian ever, including today, where are you more likely to find a higher IQ person?
I blanked out for a second. Go ahead. What did you say?
I'm just saying, like, I'm following up your point that, like, he won't say it here because he doesn't really have to, but of course, like, he believes he's better.
He believes that America isn't his home and Somalia is.
Yeah,
But he wants Somalia to be America, or he wants America to be Somalia.
yeah.
And so I don't know if
Well,
he thinks
why-
he's better or not, and I don't think it's really relative either. What's relative is what he is going to try and push when he gets in position of power and is
Right.
able to push it, when at the same time the people that are in positions of power to stop this aren't going to stop it. Right? This is the Mamdani effect, right? People, this is what R. McIntyre was saying. Oh, conservatives over here point and say, oh, communist, communist, communist. We can say, oh, Muslim, 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 but what's going to happen? Is anybody going to do anything about it? No, they're not, because we don't understand that we have been given power, or the people that have the power on our end are afraid to use it. And the ones that aren't afraid to use it are usurpers. So you're getting screwed on both ends. Let's see. Chat, y'all lacking today. We need some good content. I want y'all to ponder on this idea that we're going to get to at the end of the show. And like I said, we're going to open up Zoom calls for call-ins. I don't know. We'll try to open up like 15 minutes or so. Ponder on this idea of what is MAGA. Obviously, we know at face value what MAGA is. I'm talking about current MAGA. This is separate from America First. I want MAGA, the Trump movement, especially in light of the Epstein stuff, and where that's heading. Because, you know, we're not mainstream media, but we'll be accused of being mainstream media in a second. And I guess I'll take it, Josh.
Okay.
Because mainstream media won't shut up about Jeffrey Epstein. It's like the people that won't shut up about Jeffrey Epstein are the people that want the Epstein files.
No,
that
no,
you
no.
promised the Epstein files.
The mainstream media, I mean, the liberal mainstream media is pressing Trump on it because there is a rift in the right. But Trump is taking the bait. They're allowed.
Maybe we're gonna get into. I got some.
right.
I got some for that too.
All right.
I got to load it up, boys. Load it up. Anyway, we're gonna kick Mr. Look at Me, I Am MAGA Now to the curb. Why not? It's basically the same thing. This is
in claims.
just from. I just want to show you the abuse in the system that they're putting on. We'll just do this real quick.
Take a look at this graph showing the explosion in this program. This is the amount of money the state has paid.
This is about all you need to see. I mean, this is 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. Right? We're looking at $1 million right here of autism funding through Medicaid in just Minnesota. Minneapolis? No, just in Minnesota. This number around here is $212 million in a span of 6 years. You know what they're doing, Josh? All the Somalis are retarded, and so they're giving them money for being retarded. So they import more Somalis that are also retarded to give them more money. They're abusing the system. These people shouldn't be deported. I'll take it that far.
They shouldn't be deported.
They shouldn't be deported.
What should they be?
Claims to autism treatment providers using your tax dollars. You can see in 2017, gradual growth here. In 2021, more than $80 million. But look at last year.
This is an invasion. This is a war. They are trying to literally genocide you economically.
Well, and think
you
about
need to understand that.
Sam Hyde says you need to start thinking of these people like a biological weapon.
It is. It's a biological weapon that puts so much strain on the cohesion of society that it turns on itself, one, and two, it's a parasite that consumes. It consumes everything, especially economically. And so if Elon, and we're going to get into the Elon thing here because I think that plays into this MAGA idea. If Elon actually wanted to save the economy, he would deport people because they are, I mean, look at it right here. I mean, you're looking at $212 million going to just autism out of nowhere, specifically going to Somalis, not Americans, Somalis. So then I guess the question on top of that is, what is the autism fraud numbers? Do we actually have that many autisms in America? If it's not from vaccine and it's just being retarded.
We just have that many Somalians.
We just have that many non-Americans, sub-Saharan Africans. I mean, that's the conclusion I come to. We need to look back at all the autism studies too, which we don't have any of those anyway. So I guess vaccine studies is what I'm talking about. Trying to change pace here a little bit. I know you're looking at what is this dude talking about? The answer is obviously orbs, because we talk about orbs every day. Little nugget. I'm a little nugget of orb every. I'm gonna throw a little orb nugget at you every day. We're gonna build up until everybody's caught up. I do want to do a video on the orbs, but it just takes so much time and research to do, man. It's exhausting. Ashton Forbes, if you're watching, give me a call. I'd like to do a interview, and maybe we could flush something out here. If it wasn't free, they'd steal it. Yes. We have to trust our guy. He loses power and influence. He needs to accomplish stuff.
You're retarded, Ninja. I love you, but you're retarded.
Accomplish what?
He's talking about Trump.
I know he's talking about. I said accomplish what? These are inbred retards from Somalia that sign off on autism for money because they don't have inbred retard clinics. I mean, basically, that's what it looks like, and that's what it is. Like I said, trying to change pace really quick. We talked about the orbs for the past 3 or 4 days. And it's linked to Jeffrey Epstein condo.
Barely.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put some pieces together. I'm trying to put them together with you guys here. So we're gonna look at this. I know Josh is like, "Oh, orbs, that's retarded," but he's in my studio and we get to do what I do, what I want to do.
I like to believe I've talked to you about the Tic Tac UFO.
Yeah.
I like to believe that we have basically mastered gravitational propulsion, but
that's basically what the orbs are, kind of.
But gravitational propulsion of like a capsule. The orbs are pure energy.
We're not sure yet. We think it's cold fusion.
But so because you led me to believe that the orbs are like we don't know what the orbs are. Physical components to them.
Yeah, well, we don't know is the problem.
Because you had mentioned to me,
everybody's playing. It's just little trickles of information coming at a time. We're trying to put this thing together, I guess.
This physics that we are not supposed to know. I was told the other night by an intel source on the phone, and this is an exact quote. It is so striking and so important that I get this right, because it exemplifies what's been going on behind the scenes for all these years in terms of them telling us the truth. I was told that they would rather give up a major American city, to nuclear terrorism, than give up this physics. And the physics is the physics of anti-gravity, so-called free energy, even consciousness and life itself. It's all bound up with the fact that physics 100 and some years ago, when Maxwell was writing his equations and the modern foundations for electromagnetic theory were being laid in England, took a radical wrong turn. And in hindsight now, as I back and engineered this, and we talk about this in chapter 2, it wasn't a wrong turn done by people who were misled, who were making mistakes, who just didn't know what they were doing. It was a conscious suborning of the truth. It was done by people manipulating science and scientists, by controlling the journals, by creating the peer review process, by basically eliminating unwanted papers, by attacking character assassination of scientists who were not following the straight and narrow, a conscious herding of the scientific community away from technologies and a fundamental understanding of physics that would liberate all humankind. In other words, control.
Let me say something real quick before you jump into this. If I took it at face value and I just accepted what he was saying, I would say he's basically arguing that demons or demonically possessed people are controlling the flow of information when it comes to high level technology. That's what it sounds like to me. It may be a little far out for you, but I mean, you could copy and paste this across history with, like, I don't know, the pyramids or something. Like, how did we discover some of the things we discover? I don't know. Was it an accident? I know it wasn't, most of it wasn't intentional, but how much of an accident can it be? Stacking Coin says, shouldn't listen to anyone that argues with the mirror AI. He's talking about Ashton Forbes was arguing with Grok the other day. It wasn't that Ashton was arguing with Grok as much as he was demonstrating that the debunkers wouldn't be able to make a coherent argument either. And so they keep denying him the possibility of having a debate. And so instead of trying to make the debate happen, he just argued with Grok and proved that Grok that has access to all of the files wasn't able to debunk the orbs in itself. Just throwing that out there. It wasn't necessarily, but yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you as a general statement. Anyway,
I hadn't seen the Grok thing.
he was just arguing with Grok, and Grok kept saying the orbs aren't real. Here's this, and then he would rebut, and they just kept going back and forth until they forced Grok to go into its API and kind of admit that it was lying on behalf of pulling information from Reddit.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing, like, Grok, I don't think Grok has access to the files. I think Grok is simply like Stacking Coin says, it's just a mirror. It just reflects back the input it gets. It doesn't think. It doesn't.
Yeah,
understand.
It regurgitates. But the problem is it was regurgitating Reddit.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly my point. Like you said, it had access to the files.
Well, it has access to the internet. The files are on it. Maybe not those the files that we're trying to get at.
Yeah.
Top secret files, but.
Well, yeah, like Grok, when you input a question, it searches like a base. It's like a baseline search. It's not actually doing a deep dive like that a research, like a genuine researcher would do. Like one Grok search is not going to put in as much research as Ashton Forbes himself has done. It probably, like we were talking about the directional gravitational experiment, the patent for that, where like how they could possibly steer the orbs remotely through gravitational direction. Mm-hmm. And that there was a patent for it. It didn't quite do what Ashton Forbes was claiming, but there was a patent for, like, maybe you could argue a rudimentary version of that kind of technology. My point being, I bet Grok wouldn't even have found that. You know, it's not searching Google Scholar. It's not searching, what do you call it? Just the internet in general.
Oh, there was something else too. Yeah, they were talking about cold fusion and stuff. Anyway, all of this, nobody has a clear picture yet, except for the people that created it. So, like I said, it's just a little nugget, the daily orb nugget that we're gonna build up to. I don't know. A lot of this stuff oddly links to Jeffrey Epstein somehow. But we're going to jump into this one. This is J.D. Vance. He says, Josh, he says, get this. Get this. Border crossings are at their lowest level in history last week, and NPR defunded.
I like your response. That's funny.
Border crossings are at their lowest level in history? It's a miracle. Did we build a wall overnight or something? What do you mean? Okay, congratulations. They don't want to come here anymore. Okay, maybe not. I don't even know
They
if I
don't
agree
want to come
with,
here when Trump is in office.
I don't even know if I agree with that statement itself. But that's the first thing that came to mind. I tweeted a picture of the Titanic. I said, it's going to be all right. We finally stopped the leakage. Congratulations, we closed the border. Now we have 100 million illegals in the country. What are we going to do about them? Dude, stopping the border does nothing. It does nothing.
Amnesty.
Let me go swim down to the Titanic with a water pail and start dumping the water out of the Titanic. That's basically what it feels like when you tell me that you close the border. Not even sure I even agree. Somebody sent me a message. Was that one of y'all? Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Oh, is that a video? What is this? Can I pull it up on stream? Here. Oh, Lord. Hold on. What is it? Oh, no, it ain't loading. Oh, did he shoot? He must have shot
A spider. Or is it glass?
What's it called? A wasp nest. Hornet's nest. How can I can't.
Just make it full screen.
Yeah, but it won't go on. How do I download it? I'm struggling over here. Anyway. All right. He sent a video of him with a hornet's nest. I did see one where a dude shot a firework into a hornet's nest and went, pow! And
I've seen that.
That was pretty cool. Anyway, a little off the rails there. Nah, that's Jewish. They think they can trick God even. Nothing is hidden. Theology is man-made to prove God. His proof is in a book, but because of the devil, we need more verification. I'm not sure what we're talking about.
I think he's talking like that, like the science. And I do think that guy.
He's saying if God was easy to understand, theology wouldn't exist. We're talking about divine simplicity.
Well, yeah, like that guy. You're not going to discover God through science. Like God, like the
you're not going to
physical
discover
world.
Jesus, the Christian God through science.
You're not going to discover God.
Sure, you
through
would.
Science.
Sure, you would.
In what way?
In a way that there's a metaphysical reality that something has to exist outside of this one.
Right, but the point being is like what that guy was saying is he was saying that this type of science will open the avenues into like understanding consciousness better, and that's just not true.
Oh! Responding to the guy. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. How like.
Oh, sure.
Because I'm not even saying that the orbs don't exist, but these scientist guys, they can't help themselves. They just get in a big old circle jerk whenever like something new comes up. Like, and I'll give you a perfect example. They're speculating now. I don't know if you've even seen this, that our universe is inside a black hole. And they say this because some of their new math about like what's inside a black hole is expansive, kind of like how our universe is expanding. But so you can theorize that, sure. But here's a new piece of evidence. I've been seeing it all week. Here's a new piece of evidence that we live in a black hole. So
I heard something about somebody said that there might be a black hole inside of a planet or something like that. Something retarded.
Yeah, there's no way. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Welcome, Casual Mining.
But what they say is, like I saw, what was that guy's name? Brian Greene, Neil deGrasse Tyson. What they're saying is, well, so we live in an expanding universe, the Big Bang and whatnot, and then
Dude, I think
we
Neil
should.
deGrasse Tyson's a plant.
I think so too. But basically, the evidence they cite is the James Webb Telescope discovered that the galaxies we observe, a lot of them are kind of spinning in the same direction. They have like the same axis, which, by the way, when I say a lot of them, they mean 2/3. That they have this, that they have the same axis. So what they say is,
why do planets all rotate in the same direction?
This is their explanation. That when matter from outside the black hole that our universe exists in falls into it, like a galaxy falls into our black hole and then maintains the same spin, which is why 2/3 of the galaxies we observe have the same spin. And I'm like, am I retarded here? Like, because what you're saying is that basically our universe exists inside a black hole, which is in a different universe. So if the galaxies in that universe have the same axis and then they fall in, like, you're just pushing the problem back further a step. You're not actually answering anything. Like, the galaxies having the same, or not even the same, but a somewhat similar axis. You're like, well, how do you explain that? Shouldn't it be random? It's like, no.
Yeah, these people are retarded. These scientists are retarded, dude. Why do they try to make everything so difficult? They're trying to do a gymnastics multiverse, it sounds like.
Yes.
That's exactly what they're trying to do. Multiverse can't really exist. They're trying to get around the non-existence of a multiverse by saying, oh, it's housed in a black hole inside of another universe. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, because due to what we observe, we know that our universe, we basically can infer that our universe is finite.
No, Stephen Hawking is a vegetable.
Now,
Tell me that was a good one, Josh.
That was good. Now he's he's a root. But
Earth is flat, bro.
The black hole is pregnant.
Well, we could get into the science, I guess, but I don't really care to do that. We got to get to MAGA today. We can do the science another day. The problem is, me and Josh want to talk about everything, and we can't get to anything. And so we're probably gonna have to do. I do want to do a show one day about why the multiverse can't exist, and he's gonna get fired. And so then we can start doing evening streams also, and we can just talk about science and space, black holes, and multiverse things.
I do want to ask you real quick, why do you think the multiverse can't exist? Because I agree, but I want to know why you think. Real quick.
I guess it depends on which version of a multiverse you want to say exist. But first of all, I don't believe the universe is expansive. I believe it is conspansive. This is what Langan talks about in his CTMU, and I think he's correct in his assessment.
Like it's shrinking?
Well, that it is a contained entity that is being generated as if, and we can kind of get into the different constants, metaphysical constants or non-constants, like light isn't a constant. And this is due to the conspansiveness of the universe, right? It is all contained inside of a space, if you will. And so there's nothing that exists outside of that space. And so it's generative inside of itself. Anyway, I guess that kind of something can't exist where nothing exists. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why multiverse can't work.
So I would say the reason a multiverse can't work is because like these Brian Greene types, when they talk about a multiverse, it's like there's different versions of, like, there's like an infinite amount of different ways the universe could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And therefore they exist, you know? But I would argue that when you start with the assumption of like a Big Bang, like granting, let's just say the universe does like exist in the way atheists think of it, where like our brain, like we don't have free will, everything's totally basically determinism collapses into fatalism, no matter what they say.
Yes.
And fatalism basically implies that if every universe starts with a singularity, if every universe starts with some form of a big bang where there's no like once the energy, like, you know, the universe is condensed into a singularity, there should be no
Cause.
well, not even that. I'll even grant that, sure, it can expand on its own, whatever. But I'm arguing against a multiverse where it should be even. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be like
Variations of the same thing.
If you're imagining the singularity as a ball, kind of like our planets, the simplest
All the
shape,
balls are
there
the
should be
same.
no mountains. It should be like perfectly spherical. So expanding, the point being is like, if it's fatalistic, it will be exactly the same every single time. So on a deterministic and fatalistic system where like it's simply just the laws of nature dictate how it goes, the laws of nature, you know, like you can't throw out the laws of nature because that's all that exists in nature. That's what dictates nature itself. So if that's all you have and it's fatalistic, then the universe would be exactly the same every single time. There would not be different versions of our universe.
I can see that. Lord of the Rings says simulation theory is just creationism for people who don't want to admit God exists. I also believe
that's
this.
true. That's
this is
100%
correct.
true.
Ninja says multiverse is nihilistic attempt to skirt the law of identity, all laws of logic. Who let the dogs out? I guess Trump Whoppers is a little bit behind.
Yep.
Or a lot of it behind, like 45 minutes behind. We ain't even got to the MAGA stuff today. Chat, does anybody want to zoom in today? We're going to do Zooms like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes a piece if we can, just to kind of touch on the topic of, I don't know if y'all have anything to input during our conversation of what is MAGA. I'm going to open that up.
And we'll get to that. But one day, I do have an argument that I've never heard anyone else make that I think defeats the idea of naturalism or atheism as a whole. That all that exists is matter. And we've talked about it, where basically, like, if all that exists is some sort of energy, and it's an infinite amount of energy, there should be no variation within it, which is what we experience.
It's kind of along the same line of argument that you just made too.
Yes, exactly.
Bob, what's the topic? Topic
Whatever
is,
we're
what
feeling.
is MAGA? Let's see. Josh said, look up Kabbalah influence in the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine. They have power over Zelensky, Putin, and Trump. Well, yes. I mean, I wouldn't call it Kabbalah, but Trump administration credibility right now. I thought this was pretty funny. I mean, that's basically it, dude. What is MAGA? MAGA is hanging on by a thread. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into the same idea. What is an American? I mean, these are Republicans calling for amnesty, Josh. Do you notice anything? I mean, did anything stick out to you here, Josh?
Brown.
We are American.
They are brown.
Begging to for some type of dignity. President Trump, sir, the same God who saved you from death in Pennsylvania 1 year ago. And who
See, I don't like this talking point either.
Right.
I don't like the talking point from people I even agree with on the talking point. It's because it can be used like this. Everybody wants to weaponize the Bible against Christians, and people are going to weaponize God saving Donald Trump against the American people, and even Trump himself.
office against all odds is the same God Almighty who millions and millions are begging to for some type of dignity, not amnesty. Sir, I believe that you could be for immigration what Lincoln was for slavery and Reagan was for communism. You are a businessman who understands our economy needs a reliable working force in areas where other Americans don't.
All right, that's enough of that. You get the point.
1 year ago.
Dang, man.
And who
I'm
put
sorry, Josh, but that Coke ran through me. I got to go piss.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, if y'all didn't get enough of that video, here's it in Spanish.
es el mismo Dios todopoderoso al que millones y millones le están rogando hoy por dignidad, no por amnistía.
She's speaking in Spanish.
Señor presidente, yo sé que usted puede
Yeah, but it's
ser
amnesty,
para
guys.
migración.
We're
Lo que
giving them amnesty. You got to give them amnesty, and if we're going to give them amnesty, we're going to speak English. This is what we have. I mean, it's not like the English language is Give me 1 second. I gotta send this real quick. Is a little late. Send again. Bear with me 1 second. Anyway, it's not like the English language is the official language of America. I mean, people that do this, not only should they hold office, they should just be deported. If you don't speak English in America and you're addressing people, I could maybe take a backseat to somebody born and raised in Russia that came over here and is kind of speaking into their house or whatever. But this,
fue para la esclavitud y Reagan para el comunismo.
no paso, no bueno. What they say, Josh? No bueno. Deporto el anao. Get them out of here, dude. Where'd Josh go?
Bye-bye, home to mommy.
He always takes exactly 1 minute. Is he timing you? Oh, that's funny, dude.
I have to get my my upload. I'm like a Wayland Yutani Core Android.
They're getting real efficient with their the phone calls they make into Josh. But yeah, I mean, basically that's all I wanted to say.
We just speak in
the
like
people
codes
arguing
now.
for amnesty are brown. Kind of links to the same idea that Somali was talking about. Yeah, we were talking about a second ago with it matters what you look like because people are going to stick together. And if you're not playing the game, if you're not playing this game of identity and race matters, then you lose. You simply lose because they're going to invade you, and then two, they're going to gain power to the point where they can grant amnesty across the board to their family, their people, because they aren't American.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're disenfranchised. This is how it works. This is a logical conclusion. And the fact that in generations, like 3 or 4 generations of people, from the silent generation to the boomers to whoever else is on either end of that, wasn't able to take that to their logical conclusion, it's on them.
I think this one surprised me a bit because of all...
We're going to watch this real quick. This is CNN saying that and I want to note, I'm not arguing that CNN is correct. Because of... I want to note this because it lends to the idea that CNN is trying to push this because they know it's bad for Trump. They're trying to encourage Trump to keep up this Epsteinism.
Look, I think this one surprised me a bit because of...
Why would CNN why do I blank on words? Boost, encourage. I mean, I don't even think this is true. But yeah.
Holy crap, CNN is in utter shock after learning Trump's approval rating among Republicans rose since the Epstein saga. I don't think that's true at all.
I don't think it's true, but they're pushing it.
CNN is pushing it?
Yeah.
Oh, and so you're saying why would CNN be pushing?
Because they know it hurts Trump. And they're trying to encourage him to keep pushing the Epstein hoax. Because
by saying that his approval ratings rose?
Yeah. If his approval rating rose...
Yeah. Oh, so like he'll keep... Okay, I see what you're saying.
All these complaints online going after Trump and the Epstein files, you might think his approval ratings were going down, Republicans. If anything, they're going up. Republicans who approve of Trump, look at our CNN poll. The prior one, 86%. The one out this week, 88% were Republicans. How about Quinnipiac? The prior poll, 87% approve of Republicans. This week out, 90% were Republicans. If anything, Donald Trump's approval rating has gone up since this whole Epstein saga started. He is at the apex, or close there too, in terms of his popularity with Republican voters, Epstein files, complaints, or not.
You just proved that not everything online is real.
Yes,
in real life.
Who knew?
Who knew?
These people suck.
They're trying to push him to keep the. We don't believe polls to start with, but second, if CNN is trying to push Donald Trump to keep on this leg of Epstein files aren't real, then it's bad for Trump. That seems pretty straightforward to me, Josh.
And
otherwise they wouldn't cover it at all.
I don't know if you've seen any clips from Nick's show last night.
I got a couple.
I watched.
We actually got a couple Nick clips that are going to come up just because they're relevant.
All right, I'll let it happen then.
Because they're relevant. This is press secretary saying that Epstein files
Epstein
are a
files and the
hoax.
president's comments yesterday calling it a hoax. Can you clarify which part of the Epstein hoax is the hoax part?
The president is referring
Which part
to
is
the
the
fact
hoax
that
part?
Democrats have now seized on this, as if they ever wanted transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, which is an asinine suggestion for any Democrat to make.
Timeout. Super chat. Stacking coins. I've never met a pollster or someone polled. Trump also selfish request. Don't ignore me on X.
Did you talk?
I've never met a pollster or someone polled. Trump also selfish request. Don't ignore me on X.
Oh, that's a quote. Oh wait, is that okay? My bad. The quote is the super chat.
Oh, hold on. Timeout. I'm confused.
Are you just type in chat stacking coins? Are you referring to Zeb ignoring you on
No,
X?
it automatically quotes it for us. But anyway, he says, I've
Yeah.
never met a pollster or someone polled. He's saying he hasn't.
Oh, he's saying that was a quote from Trump.
Oh, he's saying selfish request. Don't ignore me on X. What's your X account? Did he tell us what X account was yesterday? I mean, I don't intentionally
Not that I
ignore
know.
it on X. So here's how polling works most of the time. I don't know how CNN runs their polling, but y'all talk about polling in the morning fairly often. Do you want to kind of explain that for half a second?
About polling?
Yeah,
Well,
Ken talks
first-
about polling all the time, but go ahead. What?
Yeah, and I hate it when he does that. The polls are fake. No one cares.
Yeah, they're leveraged against you. You can intentionally get the numbers you want to with polling, right? So if
I
I'm
don't believe them.
and any poll you go to find, you need to go look at the what's it called, the thumb, the wherever they are pulling from. So like if I'm running a presidential poll, just a nationwide presidential poll, and I get I don't know, I call 50 people in Florida, 50 people in New York, and 100 people in California. What are the polls going to look like, Josh? We obviously know what the polls are going to look like. And so crosstabs. There you go. That's your answer. Any poll you get, you need to look at the crosstabs, and that'll give you your answer.
So basically, I was kind of interested in what Trump whoppers said. Are we going to ignore the fact that Trump and JD rented Epstein jet, the Lolita Express, during the campaign just 7 months ago? Cool, nothing to see here. Don't know if that's true, but could it just be that like his assets got sold after the fact? And like the serial number on the plane, like the plane's identification in the FAA wouldn't change. And Trump has his own jet.
Second coin says it was a quote from Trump. I've never met a pollster or someone polled. So they send me texts all the time.
Oh yeah.
Every once in a
I get
while I'll
calls.
answer them, but especially with like a lot of the South Carolina stuff coming out of I've gotten calls from Tim Scott, Russell Fry, Lindsey Graham. I've gotten some. I think I got something from Andre Brower the other day. But anyway, and a lot of these people, like my phone number is on a list in South Carolina under a Republican. And so the Republican can go in there and there's a database of all these numbers and they can just send out mass text.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, when I talk about DNC infrastructure or RNC infrastructure, like that's a part of it. Like they have addresses, phone numbers of millions of people that they just have access to that somebody like Elon wouldn't have access to. And so that's when I say you can't just create out of thin air a third party. It would take decades to even get that kind of phone number database to even make those contacts. Maybe that helps clear some of that up. I don't even remember what we were talking about. While we're here, we're at a stopping point. Go ahead and like the stream if you're here. Go ahead and like the stream. Hit the subscribe button. Again, I think we are actually going to be ad monetized here pretty soon. So if ads are too much, they're going to turn on automatically. So if they're too much, let me know. I'll turn them down or off because I don't want y'all bouncing.
Josh I says JD Vance has to go. You're on the money, baby. And here's the thing. You know what's funny? I don't remember if we ever talked about this. I'm sure we did. But you remember during the campaign, the Democrats were saying that Vance is weird?
Yeah.
He's weird. He's awkward. He's not cool.
Well, they're all
He's not
weird.
based.
They're all weird, dude.
No. Trump is not weird like J.D. Vance is. Trump
Yeah.
is charismatic.
Well, I guess it's relative. Well, they were saying Vance is weird in response to us calling Tim Walz weird. And so
no, Tim Walz is gay
and weird.
J.D. Vance is weird.
But I guess relatively speaking, J.D. Vance isn't that weird compared to Tim Walz, which is what was being compared to at the time.
No, I think
the
he's
entire
weirder
government
than
has to
Tim
go.
Walz.
The whole system, the
Tim
whole
Walz is
government,
just a
everybody
freak.
in government. Where's my news at? They all need to be hunged. Hunged them all. Live stream it.
Tim Walz just is like has impotent man syndrome. You know what I mean? He's just kind of this like overcompensating fruitcake. J.D. Vance is like serial killer vibes. like Cindy Lou didn't go to the prom with me. I'm gonna take it out on her skull, type vibes.
All right, we're gonna do something because somebody requested in the chat. I don't even remember who. Was it Trump?
I could only
Lovers?
find a wife in India. Trump, what are we doing? I wasn't paying attention.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Come on. Oh, this is Rolling Stones. Trump hopped on a play previously owned by Jeffrey Epstein. Campaigning missed a private jet used by Trump over the weekend once was owned by committees. When was this? August of last year. Yeah, I'm not. Dude, the private jet community, at least from what I can tell, is very, like everybody just like they're just like free for alls, like Uber. It's like one massive Uber. Anyway, I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm not that worried about it, to be honest with you. Sorry. Also had a simp to get laid. Is Vance's real last name, Josh?
It is not. Is it Bowman or is it Hamill?
I don't know.
It's certainly not
Eeny, meeny,
Vance.
miny, mo. We'll pick one. Of all the jets in the world, well, he probably flies on some retarded amount of private jets.
Yeah, I like what you. I guess what you're assuming is that's the only other private jet he's ever taken. You know, I mean, it's kind of like how, believe it or like what, there's like 15 blimps left in the world. How many like privately owned jets are there? I mean, more than 15, but they're not as.
I don't think that was a huge deal. I mean,
yeah, I don't.
I wouldn't worry about him flying on a previously used Epstein plane when he flew on the one that he owned at the time. I mean, we know Donald Trump flew on the Lolita Express. We know he flew with Jeffrey Epstein, so I'm not that worried about a.
He's like, JD, you'll never guess what I did right over there with a 4-year-old. Oh my goodness. We got to get that thing going again. We just can't use the same island.
Well, they probably have, they do. They have more than one island.
Democrats had control of this building, the White House, for 4 years, and they didn't do a dang thing when it came to transparency in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and his heinous crimes. It was this president who directed the Department of Justice and the Attorney General to do an exhaustive review of all files related to Jeffrey Epstein, which they did. The Attorney General and the FBI, led by Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, these are great patriots, some of the most trusted voices in the Republican Party movement. It's part of the reason the president appointed them to these high law enforcement positions, and they spent many months going through all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein, and they concluded what they found in that memo, which they drafted.
All right, Jeffrey Epstein's a hoax. We get it. We get it. Next.
So but she also said they investigated his heinous crimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, we need to trust the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA to investigate themselves and tell us what actually went on. You know, we need to trust them and say, hey, we didn't do anything wrong, or hey, we actually did something wrong, which was diddle kids, right? We trust them to do that, don't we, Josh?
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. What you can surmise from what happened is yesterday we played a bunch of clips of Kash Patel, Dan Bongino saying release the tapes, release the tapes. Now they're saying don't. Now they're saying there are no tapes.
There are no tapes.
I think one of two things happen. Either A, because what you can absolutely surmise from this, which shouldn't be a surprise to any of you or you at all, is the FBI director is not in charge of the FBI. And Trump might be like, so what you could say is, I think one of two options is either A, Trump is implicated and directly guilty in some manner and is getting them to sweep it under the rug. However, this was the kind of stuff they were suggesting before. I think at this point you could argue that if Trump is implicated, there's definitely a possibility of that, he's not guilty of having sex with a child. He's just kind of like, he's done business dealings with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not saying to say that Jeffrey Epstein made everyone he ever spoke to have sex with a kid, probably not. But I think what you can surmise is basically after how Trump has been reacting to Netanyahu, how he's been reacting to Netanyahu going behind his back, Mossad cracked the whip.
Oh, for sure.
They cracked
For
the
sure.
whip. I don't think they have blackmail on him. Like, I don't think they have a VHS of him having sex with a 16-year-old girl.
But he's got all of his
on
friends
Epstein
on
Island.
it.
But I think they
got everybody around
they
him
may
on it.
threaten to kill their family. It's like they just straight. Usually they're like, "Oh, I wouldn't do that. That's not very smart, Mr. Trump." But when it came to this, they were like, "We're gonna fucking kill you. We're gonna cut you. We're gonna cut Ivanka's eyelids off in front of you." And what's the
Well, that's what the
granddaughter's
golden
name?
beeper
Kai?
was. They gave him the golden beeper.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump Whoppers. Wow, your mental gymnastics is impressive. Thank you. Tim.
Okay. Chronic.
Hold on.
Chronic.
Trump was always best friends with Epstein. Debatable. Had him suicided. Was flying around his plane 7 months ago. Covered it all up right in front of your face. I mean, he hasn't covered it up. One, we know that he flew on Epstein's plane even prior to any of this. I mean, what I'm saying is I'm not worried about him renting the plane after Jeffrey Epstein is dead. I mean, or not dead. It's kind of, I mean, if there's something there, it's not even worth chasing after. Are we trusting the plan again? Did we ever? I don't know. What were you going to say?
Chronic's last thing says if he's guilty, he could pardon himself. But it's not about that. It's about his ego. But also, even if it were about that, if it was like, oh, they've got something on me of like a sexually deviant nature, and he didn't care about it getting exposed, he just cared about the repercussions. I think it is a case of like they're just threatening to kill him. You know what I mean? Someone said that, you brought up the golden pager or beeper, and someone else in the comments said that BB showed him a picture of JFK.
I don't know who this is, but that's good. BB showed him a picture of Kennedy. Yeah, I mean, they obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows that. It's like when he first was running, and what's his stupid face said that the intelligence community has 7 ways from Sunday to kill you.
Yeah.
What's his name? Why am I blanking on his name?
Oh, and who said that?
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know.
He said it. Whoever it was, he said it. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, Lord of the Ree.
If Biden rented Epstein's plane, what would you say, Zeb? Your little smile says it all. I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump Whoppers, I think you've listened to us long enough. Chuck Schumer, there we go. I think you've listened to us long enough to know that, well, hopefully
take.
you've gotten this, that
I don't think Joe Biden is a pedophile.
you think the
I think he's just
Ashley
an old man.
Biden diary isn't real. Yeah, that's a hot take, dude.
I'm not familiar with this.
Okay, yeah, he's a pedophile.
Okay.
He's a pederast.
What Lord of the Ree? I like what he said, but I can't.
People use
Yeah,
each other's
that's
dress all
the
the
one.
time. There's some weird shit, but this, yeah.
What
yeah.
did, okay, so what did what did the diary say?
He used to take showers with her all the time and stuff. I mean, we can get into that another day. We're still trying to get to what is MAGA. We ain't even made it that far yet. I got too many tabs open. What are we talking about? I don't know. All right, diving back into this. Ready, set, Joe. We have press secretary again. White House has been in touch with MAGA influencers aren't satisfied with Epstein's situation.
Directly in touch with some of the MAGA influencers that are still not satisfied with the administration's handling, and has a message to them been similar to what the president has said, which is sort of either let this go or we don't need your support.
Well, look, the president and this team are always in contact with the president's supporters, with voices of many kinds on both sides of the aisle. I think that's part of the reason this president is a great president, because he's willing to listen and hear other people's perspectives. But ultimately, he has led this country, not just over the past 6 months to historic success, but also through his first 4 years as president. And as the leader and the creator of the MAGA movement, he has led through these perilous times for our country based on instinct and in the best interest of the country. And as I always say, the American people should trust in President Trump. John, go ahead, John.
Thanks a lot, Caroline.
Yeah, well, what if I don't want to? What if I don't want to trust in President Trump? What if I just want a government acts in the interest of its own people? This is a image of
Trump's calves,
of his leg swelling that we were talking about really early on stream. This is just something old people get, is swelling in their legs. I don't think there's that much there, but is what it is.
Okay. In my defense, I never looked into all the extras. All of my exposure to Biden's a pedophile is just like that he's like touchy-feely with kids. But
no, he's definitely.
Some people are like that. Like, I know people who definitely aren't pedophiles that love kissing and hugging kids.
I don't know who Hallway Bird is, but welcome to the stream.
Welcome, Hallway Bird. He's got to know you because he goes, Zeb,
I'm getting sick of defending him.
Zeb.
Yeah. It's got to get tiring, dude, especially after this Epstein thing, man. I mean, dude, I don't know how you botch it this bad.
Tragedy to triumph. That's right. It's time to
bro.
But I guess we're gonna get the rest of these are a couple of Nick clips, and then we're gonna get into what is MAGA. We're gonna open up Zoom call here in a second too. So if anybody wants to do that, we'll be ready for it. How long have we been going? Hour and 15? Okay.
be optimistic at this point. I gotta say, I'm enjoying the evening.
This is election night
portion of this
24.
evening.
Oh,
officially begun. It's now a Jewish holiday. That's right. It went from tragedy to triumph. That's right. It's time to break out some symbolic rituals. It's time to eat some kosher food. It's time to imbibe, and it's time to speak some Yiddish. Yeah, baby. Suck on that, Nick Fuentes.
The Hebrew hammer.
Yeah,
Hebrew hammer. Yeah, that's right.
And you guys think it's going to be based? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is not going to be a based administration. That's the problem. Hello, vindicated. Oy vey, it's a Jewish holiday. Take that, anti-Semites. It's going to be great. This is literally what I'm fucking talking about, you guys. So.
Well, you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, optimistic.
You mentioned earlier Israel bombing Gaza, Palestine. Where they bombing?
Syria.
Syria.
But
Church in Syria?
The church, I believe, was in Gaza.
In Gaza, okay,
Yeah.
I thought so. Well, they've been bombing Syria. We talked about that the other day, and they just tried to blow up a church the other day. If you want to touch on that real quick, we're not going to dwell on it, but it kind of leads to this idea that I guess Nick was kind of getting at election night.
Well, I think like this is something that is so astonishing that so many dispensationalists and really Southern Christians, Southern Baptist Christians worship Jews in Israel because they quite literally hate us. Like you were saying yesterday in that debate with Gavin McInnes and Adam King said, when asked the question, if you could get rid of one religion, Islam or Catholicism, what would it be? And Adam King, a Jew, said Catholicism. And, you know, neither Zeb and I are Catholic, but we do consider Catholics our Christian brothers or cousins in a certain sense. But basically they hate the cross. They hate Jesus. And there was a very old church. It was a Catholic church in Gaza. And it was basically they said they basically shot at it with a tank and killed a bunch of people. And this was like in a non-active war zone, and they said, oh, it was a misfire. And so they shot multiple times, and one of them was at the cross on the top of the steeple, and they missed.
USS Liberty Part 2. It was an accident, Josh. It was an accident.
Oops.
We didn't mean it. We didn't know it was
bad.
a church. We didn't know it was an American ship with flying the American flag. We didn't know. It was an accident. Stacking Coins with a super chat again. He says, MAGA was here before Trump gave it a name, and we will be here after he is gone. Yep, and this is what this is exactly right. And I don't know if I would call it MAGA. This is why at the beginning of the stream I said I would like to separate America First from MAGA, because the MAGA does carry with it the Trumpian name. It carries with it that. And so the baggage that MAGA has isn't worth holding on to MAGA. And so we have to drop the MAGA and hold the American First. And we've got after this before talking about America First. And this is something that I think we need to work on together as a community, if you will, right? I'm all for organization. That's the only way we're going to win. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we need to adopt America First more than we need to hold on to MAGA. And when I say adopt America First, I mean reframe it. Take it away from people like Sebastian Gorka. Take it away from these people that want to keep throwing stones at the OG MAGAs, the people that supported Trump in 2015, 2016, and start using America First, because it's not worth holding on to the baggage that is MAGA. MAGA will die or should die with Trump, but it won't die with Trump. It'll keep that continuation of Israel worship going.
This is exactly what I was saying with Ken. Ken and I were debating this morning. If I had the time code, I would tell you. But basically, did you hear it this morning?
No, I caught like 20 minutes.
Jim from
and then I had to listen to Glenn Beck say some retarded stuff that I can't remember. I was going to bring it up, but I couldn't remember what he said. Dude, it was so stupid. Stupid Glenn Beck.
I tuned in for a second, and he was basically saying, okay, you don't have to support the government, but you have to support the right to exist. I'm like, would you shut up? Fucking idiot. But anyway, what I was saying with Ken this morning was he was asking me, he goes, who's the expert on MAGA? Because Ken was arguing, and I agree with him, that Ken Ard is more of an expert on MAGA than Trump is in terms of the spirit of it.
Say that again?
That Ken Ard is more aligned with the spirit of MAGA, is more of an expert on MAGA than Trump is. And I agree with that. Just hear me out. Okay. Because basically what he was saying is, he goes, who's the best expert on MAGA? And I said Donald Trump. And he goes, no, you just said I'm a better expert on it than he is. And I was like, I agree, but what I'm talking about is like exactly what you just said. This is what I tried to explain to him, is that the spirit of MAGA, the spirit of America First, the spirit of the nation was always there. But it didn't have a name. It was just like,
you have to have the concept before you label it.
Yes, the nation existed. Like the nation, the thing that connects someone from South Carolina to someone in Oregon, that spirit of that nation, the American nation, that was there. The frustration was there, but it wasn't consolidated and there wasn't a name to it. Trump gave it a name. He created the label, and the spirit flocked underneath it. But now Donald Trump, who was never quite in like that's why I say, when someone like myself, you, or Ken Ard is more aligned with the spirit of MAGA, it's because Donald Trump is a billionaire from New York City. He doesn't have the same frustrations we do, even if he does get it, even if he does agree. He doesn't experientially know it. He doesn't have
this is what I was going to talk about too, is Chronic says maybe Nick is, because he called it first on election night. He was right. And this is something that also should be noted. You don't have to be full-blown MAGA to understand MAGA better than someone else, right? This is the same idea of, I don't have to be a thing to understand how that thing works or those people. But the separation does matter, of Trump being at the top of the heap and not having to experience it down here. Right, there is a separation there of lack of understanding. Trigger Warning asked, didn't Reagan have that slogan first? Reagan's slogan was "Make America Great," and so Trump kind of stole that "Make America Great Again," if I'm recalling correctly, which I always do because I'm never wrong. Stacking Coins agrees with you. Let's see. We'll catch up right there on this, and then I got a point to make. When Trump is gone, there will be a political vacuum with no clear leader to replace the cult leader. Your party will eat itself in a closed loop like the human centipede is. I agree with you. We'll flush that. We'll flush that idea out as we go here.
Of course, Trump Whoppers is like making it out like
it's bad, but it's like inevitability
that it will be catastrophic. You know, because of course,
yeah.
If I think we established,
we've been talking about this for
troll.
6 months now. I mean, that's kind of how we started. Me and you even started was talking about the split in the Republican Party, right? This is where we came from. This is how me and Josh even started these conversations, was the split in the Republican Party and what is coming. And so here we are. Welcome, Anthony. Let's see, where are we at? Trump Whoppers sock emoji. It's not a human centipede. And I just want to make this point. I said something yesterday. I was accusing Nick of being gay and Mexican, really to kind of get the audience's reaction. Try to bait you a little bit. I wanted to bait Josh a little bit, but obviously he didn't take it. Anyway, I think he's a little feminine, but I don't think he's actually gay.
He's flamboyant.
I don't think he's Mexican either. Anyway, that's kind of besides the point. It may seem like we're glazing Nick here in a little bit, but I'm not trying to.
Shapiro.
He just happens to be correct. I'll call it out, dude. I'll call it out. If Trump's wrong, Trump's wrong. If Trump's right, Trump's right. If Nick's right, Nick's right. If Nick's wrong, Nick's wrong. It is what it is.
In the end, the last man standing in MAGA is Ben Shapiro. Not Alex Jones, not Nick Fuentes, not Candace Owens, not Tucker.
It literally is Mexican.
No, the final Trump supporter is Ben Shapiro. If Donald Trump has 1 million supporters, Ben Shapiro is one of them. If Donald Trump has 100 supporters, Ben Shapiro is one of them. If Donald Trump has 1 supporter, his name is Ben Shapiro. If Donald Trump has no supporters, then Ben Shapiro has died because...
Is that it? Yeah, that's it. But I mean, he makes the point, and he's right. But it hasn't always been that way. Ben Shapiro hasn't always been a Trump supporter.
No,
he's a part of this new movement of.
He said Mitt Romney was the best president that never was.
Ben Shapiro and these types want
Mormon
to,
like Glenn Beck.
Mormon, ooh. Yeah. The Mormons are a 5th column. Well, somebody calling the Mountain Jews the other day in stream. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember that.
But yeah, I mean, Nick's right here. It is Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is MAGA now. That is what is defining MAGA. And whether you like it or not, it is the case. And that is going to carry the baggage with it moving forward. And so what I'm saying is you have to separate yourself from this baggage that is MAGA. And how we do that, and I think that is adopting this America First and dumping MAGA. Because Make America Great Again assumes that we can go back. And we can't. There is no rewind. There is no putting the tube back in the toothpaste. There's no making America great again in the same way of, we can go back to pre-1965 America. Even if we got the 100 million deportations, it still wouldn't be the same. Right? We can't go back to pre-civil rights era where we abolished freedom of association. Like you can change the law, but we're never actually going back. And there is no really, again, we just have to move forward. And I think moving forward is not carrying the baggage that MAGA has with it, sadly. Because he has done a lot to move the needle. Not recently, but in the past. Catch up, Mormon third rail. Let's see. Bob said, can FBAs be MAGA? Sure. FBAs meaning Foundational Black Americans.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I think anybody could be MAGA. I mean, you could be Rob Smith, right? A gay, black, conservative, libertarian. That was MAGA, right? I mean, you can be MAGA, but MAGA is going to be what it is regardless of who is in it. But it is defined by who is in it also. There's a little bit of a circle logic there, but I think it makes sense.
Well, yeah, and it's like even you and I wouldn't disregard. Like if you and I were to form a political movement, we would not be against black people joining it. But part of the doctrine would be,
right,
you got to get out of here for the most part, unless you are a FBA. You know, like if you're Somalian, if you're an immigrant. Yeah. But we're gonna have a tiered system. You will be second class once again, most likely. And if you're okay with that, then yeah, you're allowed in the movement.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. Well, it's like women. Like I don't advocate for women in front of a screen telling me how to do politics. Right.
Right.
But if Ann Coulter says, "Hey, we need to abolish the 19th Amendment,"
try and keep up, Josh.
If we're going to abolish the 19th Amendment, then, I'm not going to tell her, yeah, no, we're not doing that because you said so. If you want to join the movement, come on. I'm just not going to platform it necessarily in the same way that you can.
Oh, I would argue that women shouldn't be in any movement at all. They should be in the kitchen. But but it's the spirit of what you're saying, where it's like, if you're an illegal immigrant, we're kicking you out. Yes. And if you're down with that, sure. Come on. It's just, I don't think they will be.
Mexicans for Trump. Let's go.
Yeah.
And at the same time, arguing for mass deportations. That's the kind of movement I want to get behind.
All right.
MAGA, mass deportations, and Mexicans for Trump at the same time.
And we've talked about this before. I do want to address Josh I's last comment.
Here, let's do the super chat though.
Yeah.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Removed wings. I feel like I'm missing something. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Oh, I get what he's saying. He's like, he's kind of like saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, okay, 2 legs is better than 4. Well, I've got wings. I'll cut those off. You know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I see.
Keep up, man. No, I'm kidding. But pull up Josh I's comment. This is what I want to say, because I want to clarify this, and I've said this with you before. At the end of the day, we are Christian. We don't hate anybody. This is not about being, by definition, racist, hating other people because they are different. It's not about hate, but it is about acknowledging reality. So I think, and Zeb and I, we had talked about this before, if you're just tuning in and you hadn't seen some of our earlier shows, where basically part of the reason we want to expel all these African immigrants from the country is because they don't create functional civilizations. They have a lot of problems inherent within them, and they bring them here, which is why we don't want them here. But implicit in that is, if we put them back where they came from, it will continue to be bad there because of their implicit nature. And we can do our best to help them, but we have to get our own house in order first. However, I would argue, and Zeb and I have talked about this before, African Americans, descendants of the, like direct descendants of the slaves that can trace their ancestry back to before the Civil War, essentially, or slightly thereafter, they are now a distinct genetic group. And like black tribes, 15 walk down the road, kill each other because of how different they are. If we were to expel African Americans back to Africa, they'd be killed. I do think we have an obligation now. What is that? We can talk about it. But I think to send all blacks out would be catastrophic. And I do think we have an obligation to,
I mean, if we're looking at a list of priority deportations, FBA are at the very bottom.
Yes. I think once we get there, we can kind of say, hey, look.
But along the same lines that Josh is talking about, we talked about this before, is there's different nations inside of America, right? I think there's a separation of the Southerner from the Yankee, and this is just a product of boundaries, whether they're realized or not. And so we've talked again. I mean, we talked about it just this week. When you have someone from Ohio move to Myrtle Beach and they're still flying their Buckeye flag, they can't even assimilate into the Southern culture, much less, or they can't even take down their flag from Ohio and pick a I don't know, Clemson or Carolina down here, much less assimilate into the culture, right? And so these are different people, right? You go to Boston, is a different person than someone in Louisiana. Like, we can acknowledge that, but they are more alike than some other place. I mean, it's a spectrum, dude. It's a spectrum. But the question is where you draw the lines. And I guess to answer the question that, who was it? Bob had, would it be okay for FBAs and WASP to align? Yeah, I think it's okay, right? I mean, I guess.
As long as the WASPs don't compromise on their goal.
You can't compromise. It would be like Thomas Sowell or Clarence Thomas. Like, I mean, these would be FBAs that would be aligned with WASP, but they aren't WASP themselves.
The problem with the post-civil rights movement, white Americans, is they care more about unity rather than themselves and their own culture. So whites will constantly sacrifice bits and pieces of their essence for the sake of unity, while blacks and all minorities don't do that. We need to be the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I can't,
which is natural.
I can't tell Clarence Thomas, hey, stop agreeing with me.
Right. Yeah, like, we don't want you here, you filthy, you black.
But at the same time, there'll never be no series of ideas will make him WASP, and that's okay. But yeah, I guess back on the Nick clips. Reddy said, "Here's one on." We're sounding pretty gay. Are we gay? Are we gay, Josh? This is news to me.
Yes.
How about many nations are there in America? North, South, West, African American. I mean, that's a good question. That's something that could be hashed out. I mean, like I said, it's a spectrum. It depends on how you want to define it. I mean, I would at least split it up into 3. I mean, you have your, well, that's a good question that I would have to sit on. I mean, you have your easily definable, like you said, North, South, and then Western, more like California Western, but you have your Midwest too. And then Texas is probably, well, Texas you could file under the South in some way. I don't know. That's something we'd have to work through. You tell me, chat. How many different kinds of nations would there be in America? I mean, obviously you have your FBAs, which are Foundational Black Americans. You have your Southerners, you have your Northerners, you have, I mean, even the Northerners could be split up between Bostonians and New Yorkers, right? Then your Midwest, like I was saying, Ohio, I don't know, Montana.
Yeah, there's hierarchies of it.
Josh, I think you're making us gay, dude.
You're the gay one. You got a beard.
Sounds very straight to me. Is that what makes someone gay, a beard?
Yeah.
Abraham
Lincoln, gay. George Washington, no beard. Hitler, no beard. Napoleon, no beard. Julius Caesar, no beard.
Trigger Warner was saying no, not us. Trump Whoppers is gay. More like bi-curious. Anyway, let's listen to Nick on InfoWars. Nick Fuentes warned that Trump would turn on his base July 8th, 2025 in InfoWars. This was a little over a month ago. No, this was like 2 weeks ago. Right?
July 17th
is like 10 days ago.
July 8th. Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Trump, it basically already turned on us at that point, I think. To some extent.
Like, I mean, Nick basically did predict this, but by July 8th,
sinking feeling. There is this sense of we're now trapped with him. It's like you're not locked in here. I'm not locked in with you. You're locked in here with me. Now we're locked in here with this. And, you know, to your point, we'll touch on this later. Is this now this vengeful madman? Is he now angry with the base? Does he now hate us? If we say to Trump, we didn't vote for a war with Iran. We didn't vote for a so-called work program for illegal immigrants on farms. We didn't vote for burying the Epstein story. Is he now going to turn his ire on us? Is this like a Game of Thrones, burn them all? Now we're going to be destroyed? I hate to say it, but this is what I said a year ago. This is what I said was going to happen. And so there is this terrifying reality. And I said, we don't know. We can only speculate. There's this question. Who exactly are we dealing with? Who is this person? Who is Trump? He's a sort of strange, eccentric figure. He's never really had a very profound test.
You know what just popped back into my head? We keep talking about the Epstein. We keep talking about the orbs and like the scientific community and all this. And we can go back to Donald Trump and his uncle, John J. Trump, and the collection of the Tesla files that he had of like this extreme mathematical possibility of stuff. I mean, I'm just tossing it out there, dude. It's too many. It's too many connections.
Okay,
it might be a little reach there.
Nikola Tesla did not invent magic.
No, I'm not saying he invented magic. Just time travel.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He didn't invent free energy. He didn't invent lasers. He didn't invent any of that stuff. Never happened.
You sure?
I'm sure.
How you know?
I was there.
Okay.
I'm Nikola
Only about
Tesla.
his faith in God or Christ.
I did invent immortality.
Just who is this person that we're dealing with? Now we sort of realize what we've done here. Maybe we've let in a dragon, whereas the deep state was ineffective in some ways and kind of run by incompetence. Now we've let in Peter Thiel, Trump. We've let in J.D. Vance. These and I know you like Vance. I view them as sort of sociopathic. It's like, what is this element? It's like this very strange and evil element that we're now seeing going completely mask off. And I don't like any of it. I feel a deep sense of being disconcerted at this point.
Nick, stay there. I'm not going to go as far as you, but unfortunately, I was watching you a year ago say all this, and now it's coming true, and I'm getting a sinking feeling. But
yeah, I mean, we're talking about this question of what is MAGA? What is the MAGA movement? Kind of what does it carry with it? That is really small. I'm going to have to actually download that and pull it up in a larger font. What is the MAGA movement, and is it worth keeping around? Does it stick around with Trump? Josh, talk for half a second while I figure this out.
Okay, so basically, MAGA is dead. Like Zeb and I were saying earlier, MAGA has no meaning.
Dead.
MAGA and Trump
also like the video while you're here.
MAGA is dead and Trump killed it. I think I don't want to be blasphemous here. I don't think God saved him a year ago. I think the devil did not.
Well, I mean, that is a take to act like he has no power over this realm is delusional.
I mean, here's the thing: we're all talking about like, oh, did Trump stage a fake assassination attempt to get himself in good graces with the people? I don't think so. Did Satan do that? He could, like massage events, bend bullets and whatnot. Maybe Satan is who bent the bullet.
Maybe. I mean, that's a hard shot. Like
JFK's
I said, like we were
bullet.
talking about, JFK's.
Yeah. Both bullets, one
like
to
we were
kill
talking about
JFK
yesterday.
and one to save Donald Trump.
It's hard to miss that shot at 120 yards.
Nobody thought to ask the question, just because something's supernatural, does that mean God did it?
Don't be like Nick. Don't forget. Never forget. Josh, never forget.
I don't even remember 9/11.
Oh, I wasn't talking about
I tell you
9/11.
what, though, if I
was talking about the other one.
Well, how could I? I mean, it was the best time I ever had.
Oh, Lord.
I'm kidding. When did Nikola Tesla live?
Like the 50s?
Like the 1850s.
No, he's not that old, is he?
Yeah, Thomas Edison. He was competing with Edison, who invented the light bulb. So he's definitely before World War II.
When did Tesla die? They got pictures of Tesla.
Yeah, they invented cameras in like the 1890s or something like that. When did Tesla die?
43. That was close.
Oh, okay. Well, he died in 43. He wasn't.
Well,
Okay,
you said when was he around? I would
when was
ballpark at
he?
50.
When was he born? 1856. Okay. All right. Yeah. So
Early
like he was
1900s.
active in like the 1870s, 1890s. With his roommate.
First president in my lifetime to care about me, so I'm gonna stick next to him until he's done. See, I mean,
He doesn't care about you. He does not care about you.
I think Josh is right, man.
And it pains me to admit it because even though I didn't vote for him in the last election, I was telling Ken, I was saying, I think his heart's in the right place. I don't think that anymore. Maybe it was, but it's not anymore.
All right, let me put this behind here. We're going to take, whoa. What's going on here? Any, meeny, money. Oh. Oh.
What have you done? All right.
All right, we're going to take these one at a time. This is a question. What is MAGA? This is Agenda 47. Promises to the American people. This was posted by Libs of TikTok. That said, literally getting exactly what I voted for, everything. God bless Donald Trump. Libs of TikTok, this is your MAGA. This is your MAGA. Libs of TikTok, Cat Turd, Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, Misfit Patriot. All these people have one thing in common, and we know what that is. And a lot of them have another thing in common, which are all gay. So the question is, why is MAGA being co-opted by a bunch of gay Jews? That's the question. And this isn't me being anti-Semitic. This is me asking the actual question, why is it being co-opted by these people? And why do we not feel like MAGA anymore? And I think there's two things to answer each other. 20 promises to the American people. This is Agenda 47. Let's see. Seal the border and stop migrant invasion. I don't think we've stopped the migrant invasion, and I don't think we've sealed the border. But it really should say border wall and Mexico pay for it.
Well, and there's no reason.
Weren't we promised the wall and Mexico was going to pay for it?
We were promised it. And the migrant invasion hasn't been stopped, okay? It hasn't been stopped. It's been paused until Trump is gone.
Correct. Well, and actually, they're probably going to start coming in with this Dignity Act that these Republicans keep pushing. It's
going to get worse
because if we're guaranteeing amnesty, why wouldn't they hurry up and get here? Right?
Right.
If we're pushing a bill that says we're going to give illegals amnesty, it would only make sense to hurry up and get here so you can get the amnesty. So let's incentivize them to come faster. That's a good idea. Republicans. This is your MAGA. This is your new MAGA. Carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. Definitely didn't happen. I mean, we deported like 2 million Mexicans in a couple months in like the early 1900s. I mean, we can't even get 250,000 in 6 months now. Like, I mean, not even close. Yeah. I mean, Stephen Miller says we've deported a million. No, we've had 1 million self-deportations is what he said. I don't know how you register that. 1, 2, I don't believe you.
Yeah. yeah, for real. Like, you made that up.
Yep, you made that up. I'm sorry, Stephen Miller. I like you. You're probably my favorite in the administration, but you're lying. If everybody else is lying, if we're lying about the Jeffrey Epstein files, I know for a fact we're lying about self-deportation. So that can't be proved.
Are they saying that these are accomplished goals?
That's what Libs of TikTok says. Literally getting exactly what I voted for, everything.
Are they retarded?
Well, yes. I mean, the answer is yes. Or liars.
By every metric, he did not end inflation. My apartment costs just as much as it did when Trump started. And my salary...
Well, here's the thing about inflation.
My salary is the same, the rent is the same, but the value of the dollar has gone down.
Well, here's the thing about inflation. And they say there's 0% inflation this month. Okay, you give me a month with minimal inflation. Here's the problem. If inflation goes up and we stop inflation, it's still up. If you want to fix inflation,
It
has to go
yes.
this way. Sorry, chat. It has to go down. You can't fix inflation when it's doing this already high. So if I had 9% inflation last year, and we're at 0% this year, Josh, we're still at 9% inflation. We didn't fix inflation. It's just not inflating anymore. It's like if I blow up a balloon, but I don't want any air in the balloon, I have to let the air out, don't I, Josh?
You do.
Okay. We didn't end inflation. We just changed the definition of it. Make America a dominant energy producer in the world by far. I don't even know how to measure that right now. What are we going to do? Build more solar farms so we can destroy the American land? Let's see.
Yeah,
Josh says,
"Sheesh."
Just to say it, I think you should leave the U.S. It will be.
No,
I'm
not a. We're not quitters.
I'm not even going to finish.
Wow. And we're not going to. If I were going to leave the U.S., I wouldn't go to Greece.
Well, that's just the thing. Where do you go? Greece? Nah. Not going to Greece. You leave the U.S., it will be bad for you and loved ones, so take Josh with you and go to Malta or Greece or somewhere.
No.
That's the problem, though. There is nowhere to go. There's nowhere else to go, right? The Protestants, when they left Great Britain, they had somewhere to go to. The same thing when they went north into Britain, right? There was a land to go to. There's no Greece to go to. There's no Malta to go to. There's no Australia to go to. No New Zealand. There's no new land. We're here.
There's no new world. It's all been mapped. It's all been discovered.
Argentina, here we come.
That's a take.
Greece. If everybody goes to Greece, it'll have too many people on it, and maybe it'll capsize. The island will capsize into the ocean.
I don't like.
You know where that's
taking
from?
baths.
I asked you that before.
That like high black guy, yeah.
You're talking about Guam's going to capsize. If 1 million people self-deported, that would have cost us 1,000 times $1 billion. $1 million? 1,000 million billion? I don't know what I'm reading.
No, that's $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere to go. There's no leaving. Anyway, more solar panels. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into manufacturing superpower.
By what metric is that happening?
No metric.
Exactly. Large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips.
Did
that even happen?
Well, we got no tax on tips, but it's been capped, and it has to be reported. And so
what's the point?
Yeah, so what's the point? Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech. Freedom of speech.
Did this list come from 2008?
Yeah, I mean,
what are you talking
It's Agenda
about?
47. However you want to define that.
This is like, okay, we need to make a list of all Trump's accomplishments. The left did not abolish the color blue. Thank God Trump is keeping them from abolishing the color blue. It's not happening. This is like, they're not coming for your guns. This is all fake. It's
prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East. Well, haven't done that.
Yeah.
And build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country. Oh, haven't done that. Who Lives of TikTok said they've gotten all this? This is crazy work. In the weaponization of government against the American people, hasn't been done.
Nope.
We can't even get deportations without local judicial issues. Number 7 should be a truism. What was number 7? Yeah, I don't even understand this. I mean, and this is very much left up to interpretation too. What does defending our Constitution mean? our Bill of Rights? Are we defending the First Amendment, freedom of association against the Civil Rights Act? Obviously not. If we're actually defending the Constitution, we should abolish the Civil Rights Act. But it's not going to happen. Bill of Rights, same concept. Fundamental freedoms. I don't know what that means. If we're defending our Bill of Rights, why do we have any restrictions on guns, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion? Well, the question is, what is freedom of religion? Freedom of religion should mean no mosque and no synagogues, and no Mormon temples, and no anything other outside of the Christian faith. And the right to keep and bear arms, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. Whoever said that, correct. They nerf tax cuts. Let's see. Where are we at, chat? I don't even want that. I don't even know what we're talking about. All made in America. We need to make more missiles, Josh. You know why we need to make more missiles?
For Mexico City?
For Israel to bomb Syria, obviously. And Ukraine. That's what we need. We need to make more missiles so we can sell it to NATO so that we can pay NATO to buy our missiles from us and send to Ukraine so they can shoot them at Russia as a proxy.
That's something Dave always says to me. He goes, their go-to line for why Israel is a strategic ally is it allows us, because we're not in a war, it allows us to test our weapons in a combat situation. It's like, okay, it's not a gun that can maybe overheat in the mud, which you wouldn't need to be in combat to test if that worked. It's a missile. It either works or it doesn't.
I mean, it's not like we tested nukes in the Mojave Desert or anything.
Yeah, like
Greece has 1,000. Dude, we're gonna capsize 1,000 islands. All capsize. Too many people on this tiny little island is gonna capsize. What was his name? Speaker, Representative Johnson. Anyway,
Jackson.
No, freedom of religion should mean that only my religion is free. MAGA. Well,
I think freedom of religion should mean you're free to practice whatever form of Christianity except Mormonism you want.
Well, freedom of religion was for the states to be able to dictate what it was so that the federal government didn't mandate a religion.
Yeah.
This is a larger discussion that we can have.
I don't believe in freedom to practice Judaism or Islam or Hinduism or Buddhism. You can't do any of that in America.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to blaspheme.
Yeah.
Pretty standard practice.
Bring back blasphemy laws. Bring back adultery laws.
Did you see that? Did you see the Jumbotron thing?
No.
Dude got one of the CEOs of like a large company got caught on a Jumbotron with like one of his HR ladies. And so everybody's making a big fuss about it. And so I posted something on Twitter saying all the backlash this guy's getting makes me think that we could probably bring back adultery laws.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's do it.
He's getting bad backlash. Brett Rose, welcome to the stream, brother. Elon was going to be heading the Golden Dome, though. Don't see that now. Was he? Yeah, it says Iron Dome here. I mean, obviously it's got to be golden because everything's golden that Trump does. And I want to note, since you bring up Elon, I want to note that a lot of this fallout from Trump hinges on the back of Elon and Trump fallout. Does that make sense?
You think so?
Well, I mean, there was a lot that happened right there together between Netanyahu and Elon and Trump.
I think the Epstein thing is unconnected to Elon. No. You're right. He
I'm not saying Epstein specifically. I'm just saying a lot of this Trump not understanding his base and Elon leaving and Benjamin Netanyahu having like 18 meetings with him in 2 days or something like that.
I get, because here's the thing. We were debating this the other day, and I have a hard time saying that there's no way, because I'm thinking about it now, if Elon accused Trump on a whim of being in the files, that's why they're not getting released.
Mm-hmm.
Trump thinking I can get ahead of this by just pissing on the fire, it's like there's no way he could be that retarded, right?
Yeah.
I think
he also
I think
said
he just
Bannon's
is. I
in
think
the
he just
files,
is that
too.
retarded.
I think he said Bannon was in the files too, and Bannon's been pretty quiet recently too.
Like I said, like we were saying yesterday, I think Trump is just stupid. I don't think he's actually as like he's a good businessman.
You think it got personal
But
and he couldn't? He lost his composure. Epstein thing was directly because Elon dropping it.
I think Brett raises
directly.
a good point.
Yeah, maybe. But we knew Trump was in the files, though. It's not like we didn't think he was in the files. The question is he on the list? Like, do they have him on the CDs? So, I think Trump was hoping to ignore it and it would go away. Yeah, I think so too. But the problem is he keeps talking about it. And it's not something that's just going to go away. It's not like, I don't know what Hunter Biden laptop. There's nothing you can compare the Epstein files to. I don't think, not politically. But we've hashed this out. Josh says Steve Bannon. Yeah, Elon said in a tweet that Bannon is also in the files or on the list. I can't remember specifically what it was. Let's see. In the weaponization of government against the American people, obviously not happening. Stop the migrant crime epidemic. Okay, how do we do that? Demolish the foreign drug cartels. Hasn't happened. Crush gang violence. Hasn't happened. And lock up violent offenders. We haven't gotten it, dude. We haven't gotten it. The only way you get 10 is mass deportations, which we haven't gotten mass deportations. And saying 1 million people self-deport is, okay, like I said, I don't believe you. Prove it to me. But you can't because it's an unprovable thing. I could just make a claim that, I don't know, 100 million self-deported. Like, there's no way to prove that. Rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., make them safe, clean, and beautiful again. This is all great in a vacuum. Strengthen and modernize our military, making it without question the strongest and most powerful in the world. I mean, Hegseth is doing some decent work in the military. And we just have so much of a backlog of military weaponry and everything else that it's going to be the strongest and most powerful in the world regardless. I don't think that's an issue. The issue was women and trannies in the infantry specifically. Keep the U.S. dollar as a world's reserve currency. That's obviously going to exist as long as 12 exists, 13 is going to exist. Welcome to the stream, Brett. I like the input. It's a cult. Cults always break at some point. Sometimes it's massive suicide, but they always break. This is what we were talking about earlier with MAGA. It's not going to die with Trump necessarily, but the baggage that it carries, if you want to call it a cult, that's fine. The baggage that it carries needs to be abandoned for America first. I mean, just the title itself is detrimental to any movement moving forward. They were certainly trying to make it weaker. Yeah, this is with the women and the trannies in the military and everything else. But let's see. Fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. I'm pretty sure they're trying to cut Medicare. And they definitely need to alter Social Security.
Yeah.
A far lefty? I mean, we're free thinkers. I mean, I'm not gonna abandon you just because of specific positions. We like to talk things out.
We're far righties.
Trump Whopper's an idiot, but we agree with him sometimes. Got him. I'm a lefty with guns.
So he's like a centrist.
Yeah, you're a centrist. Anyway, cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costs and burdensome regulations. I think this had something to do with Elon actually leaving too. He said he doesn't want the EV subsidies, but his actions are as if he did want the subsidies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, don't give me the subsidies. Don't give me the EV subsidies. Oh, it's so terrible. I'm getting money.
I'll give Trump that one.
Yeah, because it's worth nothing. Cut federal funding for any school punishing critical race theory. Didn't happen. Pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on their children. Hasn't happened. Two, when they actually did try to do it, and we've kind of rolled back affirmative action, the hiring departments, admission departments they're just doing it in a roundabout way. This is the problem. This is what we talk about with the system. The system isn't inherently bad. It's the people within the system that control everything. And so whether that's the government and Trump administration or Biden administration or whoever, it's the people inside of it. Same way it is with schools. Whoever's running the admissions department is going to apply a preference to a specific people, regardless of if it's on the books or not.
Keep men out of women's sports. Keep women out of all sports.
Yeah, I'm not a
They can be cheerleaders and cooking class.
Keep men out of women's sports. Have we done that? No.
I don't even think so.
I think Andrew Tate posted a video the other day saying that as soon as he gets the opportunity, he's going to buy a women's a WNBA team, put all trannies on it, and just win championships.
Who said that?
Andrew Tate.
That's
I thought
funny.
that was funny.
That is funny.
I mean, somebody with the money should do it. It can't be that expensive to just buy an NBA team, a WNBA team, find a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Hey, can you wear this wig and we'll just win championships?
Here's
like, who would stop them from doing it?
Spencer Jackson will be the new Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. I mean, all you would have to do is go find like some D-League basketball players that are willing to say, hey, I'm a tranny.
Yeah.
Get like, you wouldn't need but like 7 of them, 8 of them.
Men,
Just
like men,
run the court on them, son.
Genetic men beating women at sports is the bottom of the barrel of what's wrong with transgenderism. Like, how about execute these doctors? How about lock these people
How about put
up?
them in a mental asylum? Let's make mental asylums great again. We can start there.
Yes. Bring back work.
Yeah, I mean, keep men out of women's sports is like the bare minimum. Bare minimum. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campus safe and patriotic. They've been doing that one, Josh.
Yep.
By golly, we're going to deport the anti-Semites.
I'll give you credit for that one, libs of TikTok.
Yeah, I think that's it. Is that 18? Nope, 1920.
So
okay.
Hold on. I wanna go back for a second. So deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. Go back to the very top where they talked about illegal immigration. I think it was like 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Stop murder crime.
Stop. 3 inflate. Okay, carry out. Okay, they did use deportation. I was gonna say, like, did they mention deporting illegals? So she did use deportation, though it's not happening. They're deporting, and we're talking about we want to deport legal citizens. We want to deport all these H-1Bs, and even people with true citizenship, which they're doing if they're pro-Hamas.
This is a valid question. It's been raised many times by many people. What are we conserving? If we're conservatives, what are we conserving? And this is why I would like to call myself a preservationist. I would rather preserve things. But in this day and age, you have to be. We are where we are, and there's nothing really worth conserving anymore. So the question is, do we need to be progressives for a tradition? I think that's the argument that probably needs to be put forth now, is there's nothing worth conservative because they haven't conserved anything.
Excuse me.
So the people that call themselves conservative are just trying to conserve what is the post-war consensus, right? This modern ideology of what is America. That's who is conservative. That is who is running the MAGA movement now. It's not about conserving anything anymore. It's about reviving tradition. Let's see.
Trump Whoppers actually has a decent comment for once.
What do you say? The new American axiom is get rich or die trying. In other words, get rich or die.
That is basically what these fiscal conservatives believe.
Correct.
These boomers, these Reaganite idiots.
They think they can out earn the destruction of an entire civilization. If I make enough money, I can just live in a gated community and everybody else around me can die.
And that's the thing. They have more resentment of their own offspring
If I make enough money,
than illegal immigrants.
If I make enough money, I can build a spaceship to get away from this civilization that's going to collapse anyway.
We can go to K-Pax. Gay Pax.
Progressively conservative. Yeah, I guess there's got to be something like that. We got to go forward to pull back the tradition. There's no conserving anything anymore. Brett Rose, I don't think people who undergo gender change surgery should play in any sports. I think with the hormones they need to take, it just should be a non-starter.
They should not start taking hormones, and if they are, they should stop.
I mean, can we agree on that part? I mean, yes, but I think this is bare minimum. I mean, I think the doctors that engage in gender change surgery should be in prison at a minimum. I think mutilation of people for whatever you want to call it, derangement, should carry with it punishment. I mean, these are all, I mean, even taking hormones to be something you aren't is a non-starter too. Capitalism can get us out of debt. Well, capitalism is what got us in debt. So let's try again. Musk needs to be deported. Yes, I'm pretty sure Elon's here illegally too. So that's something. All right, deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again.
Check.
We got that one. I mean, we're deporting the pro-Hamas all over the place. How about let's deport the anti-Americans?
Dude, I can't like number 19. Secure our elections, including same-day voting, identification, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. When did this happen? When did this happen?
Secure the elections?
Yeah. When did this, did I miss something? Honest to God.
Oh, you're talking about the tweet. The tweet is from Libs of TikTok, literally getting exactly what I voted for.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
When did we get this? We're on what, 19? We've gotten 2 out of the 19? We haven't gotten any of it.
Well, that's my point, is it's like, well, like in some of the stuff, like deportations, mass deportations, clearly we're not getting that, but I can understand how you could convince an idiot conservative that we are. Secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter identification, paper. If they just said secure the elections, you could convince an idiot that they did that. But including same-day voting, voter identification, paper ballots, didn't happen.
I accidentally listened to
Glenn Beck
this morning. That's what he was talking about. He was talking about, he was not about securing the elections. He was talking about, he was going on and on about something. And then he said, we need to vote this out or something. I was like, dude, Trump said we need to secure elections, which I agree, but they're not secure and voting doesn't matter. This is what these boomers don't get. The boomers don't get that we're not voting ourselves out of this. We have 100 million immigrants here, illegals. We have 100 million illegals that vote in our elections. You're not voting anything out. This is done. If Trump does not secure the elections, quote unquote, there are no real elections ever again.
Well, and this is the point, is
you've already lost, dude.
He is stupid. He thinks because he won, oh, we're good now. Unreal, dude.
Let's see. I wanted to touch on this. Brett Rose. I mean, we find common ground. Yeah, I think we should take it further. Speaking on the hormone stuff. And then Trump Whopper said, I listen to the people competing in the sports, and so far it's a non-issue at all, except for the people that Riley Gaines, who tied for Viv Wizard Tranny 5th place. It's not really about Riley Gaines. Plus, women's sports are boring. Yes, I think we agree with that one, the latter part. Yes, it's not about Riley, and it really isn't about any anecdotal people in general. It's about the principle across the board. And I think sports is just an out for people that don't actually want to engage with the conversation itself, right? Women aren't men. That's not hard. And so what follows from that is they want to dip their toes in, women competing in, or men competing in women's sports. Like that's baseline. Like that's very, very baseline. Like I don't need some dude with a mental illness in a restaurant with women. or a restroom with women. Like that's something we can discuss. And then we should take it further. Are women men? Can they have, I don't know, their dicks chopped off? Like, right? And so who should be held accountable for that? I mean, why is the suicide rate upwards of close to 50% across the board with that entire community? I mean, these are things that should be asked and should be dealt with. But the problem is we got this. We have keep men out of women's sports. Like this, again, this is the bare minimum, man. Bare minimum. What were the last couple before we can finish this up?
Josh I's comment. Pull up his real quick. The one before that first. Josh Vandernoord, being Dutch, could probably get along well with minorities. You know what's kind of funny? When that is a thing. You know how like blacks love magic?
Do they? They run away every time it happens. So I don't know if they love it or not.
They kind of like are like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dumbfounded by it. I've had that experience where you tell like a minority, I tell a minority their last name and they're kind of like, what? It's
unique.
It's like a magic. It's like a magic word, you know, because it's strange. It's not normal for like your typical American. It's not Smith or Johnson or.
Why are we talking about that? Yeah.
But I'm not a Jew. I swear.
Let's see.
Don't look at the back of my head. I'm not a Jew.
They do love magic, dude. Have you ever watched the magic videos? Like, dude, David Blaine on the Street. I used to watch that all the time. I think those guys are demon possessed too. Some of the stuff he does is ridiculously insane.
Oh,
I think he's got some help. Yeah, I think they got some help. The magic guy's got some help.
He might. I've seen a couple of tricks he did where he put a like metal pole, like a metal stick through his hand. And I was like, how the hell did he do that? And the way he explained it was he basically made a hole in his hand, like a very tiny one. Cause it's very thin.
I think that's BS too.
Well, and I was going to say, okay, one of two things. Either A, you're lying and it's real magic, which is possible, or B,
we'll have to pull one of those videos up, dude. Those are
like
funny,
you
man.
are mentally psycho. Like that you would, for the sake of doing one trick, that you gave away the trick, you drilled a hole through your hand over the course of years.
Well, I think that's a lie too. Anyway, last one, number 20. This is Agenda 47. Supposedly we've gotten all this. Supposedly we've gotten all of it. I think we've gotten, 2 of these so far? And one of them isn't even pro-America. Unite our country by bringing it to new and record levels of success. Again, this is the question of what is success? How do you define the goal? What is the goal? Is the goal more GDP? Like, is this an Elon level cope of make America great again because we have more GDP? The answer is obviously no. How do you unite a country? How do you unite anything? You make it more cohesive. How do you make a country cohesive? Deportations now. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of going on. What is MAGA? It's 5 o'clock. I'm gonna open Zoom up really quick. I'm gonna send it in the chat. If anybody wants to call in, you are free to. Me and Josh are gonna because I think we largely agree. Where's my Zoom button at?
We're going to be
Oh, is it not
rating
connected?
sub-Saharan African skull shapes later.
All right, let me do this. Josh,
You gonna log in? You want me to filibuster while you log in?
say words.
sweetheart?
Say words to the people.
Okay, sugar. So
Hey,
today
if you
I
hear,
was
if
at
you
the
knew,
store.
Oh, did you see, dude? Did you see that they opened a Dave's Hot Chicken in town?
I did see that. I was like,
It's
dude,
a good place, but I mean, they straight up had security there.
Did they already?
Oh, they had people because
probably
they
had
had 2 lanes. I didn't see. I mean, I didn't go there. I only saw like from 5 Points.
Brett, I think I like you, dude.
Nary
I
a
think
black
you can
person.
stick around. We can definitely have some conversation. With 92% of the stock market being owned by 10%, it's successful for some people. Yeah, stick around, dude. Where is? That's not what I'm looking for.
Trump
What'd you say?
Whoppers, you fuck.
What do you say?
You said Josh never skips a meal, does he? And I never miss one of your mom's texts. LOL, Josh, save us, mama. Sugar, I got your back, baby. We gonna take care of you, sugar. Well, now I can't see any of the comment. Trump, that's not relevant. I'm not sure what you mean, Josh. Trump, that's not relevant. This is the horse. I love you too, Trump Whoppers. Yeah, I think we established. It's been a while since Trump Whoppers was in the chat, but I'm pretty sure we established he's based and he's just hardcore trolling us. You know, I think he's trolling the other people.
I'll
you
take
know?
it though, dude. We need some dissent in here. That's why I want Brett to stick around. I sub.
Yeah,
we need
Brett,
to work
stick
hard to
around
find common
because
ground.
here's the thing. If you're a centrist, it's going to be tough for us to find common ground. Just wait till we talk about.
Well, we can find common
blacks.
ground by explaining
women.
to you why you're wrong, and then you can come to our side. That's just how it works.
Yeah,
I'm
our
right,
common
you're
ground
wrong.
is us convincing you that we're right.
Oh, yeah, Trump Whoppers. I don't
That
know where
I'm
you've been
right and Zeb's right behind me.
Like I said, that's a Zoom link if anybody wants to give a call in. We're talking about what is MAGA. Is there anything left? Is it dead? I know Trump's got 3.5 years left. 3 years, depending on the buffer time for the next president after November election, and we're already like 7 months into this. Well, Trump's got about 3 years. I think MAGA's got 3 years, but it's basically dead already unless he. What would it take to revive MAGA?
Yeah,
give me 1 second, Lord of the
For
Rings.
Trump to kill everyone
for the
without
reminder.
A10 eyes.
Dude, I was talking to a guy this morning.
What's with all the Mennonite stuff?
I was talking to a guy this morning telling me that aspirin will make your eyes lighter. You know him.
Oh yeah, okay, I know who you're
Chad,
talking
do you know
about.
that aspirin makes your eyes lighter? I'm gonna start microdosing aspirin.
Like to apply it directly to the eye or just to take it?
No, to take it.
Okay.
Hold
on. Mr. Rose said he's talking about Brett Rose, which shows the far right, blah, 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 blah. More, what are you talking about? I don't get the lamppost thing, Lord of the Rings. Am I missing
Lord of the Rings
something?
he wrote a song called "Lamppost Exist." Have you posted it yet, Lord of the Rings? I'm assuming so. Let's pull that up. I'll check it out real quick. I got a fly in here. I don't know how he got in here. I
saw him from the very beginning. He was doing all right the entire stream. He was literally just sitting on top of the Coke bottle.
I don't need
flipping out.
a Mike Pence. No, his name's Long
John
Wall
Silva.
Music. Let's see what we got here. Was that going to come up?
Jeffrey
DM
Epstein,
me-
please save us. Save us, Jeffrey Epstein.
DM me a link to the video real quick if you can. Lord of the Ree. What was that? What else were we talking about? Brett said I have thick skin. Good. We all got thick skin here, man. Are you a Fed? Nobody wants to call in. Nobody wants to talk about what is MAGA.
Yeah, come on.
I got energy today. I don't know. I didn't even sleep last night.
Jim from Florence, where are you? Jim from Florence, please save us.
But if anybody's new here, we do call-ins on Thursdays. Like I said, I put the Zoom link in. We do call-ins on Thursdays. Probably should open up on other days, but it's just easier. It is a little bit late.
Tuesday, Thursday thing.
But we kind of got down to it. MAGA is Trump's baby, and any carrying. He hasn't recorded it yet. Oh, he is watching.
Hey! Asking you shall receive.
Speak of the devil. You know what I'm gonna do? All right, Jim. All right, Jim from Florence. This is Jim from Florence over here on. Nope, this way. Boom. He's in the guest room. Let's see if we can hear him. 3, 2. Oh, it's on him to come through.
Jim from Florence, where the hell are you? We're expecting a call. Jim, please call us.
We're waiting on something, chat. Give us 1 second. Jim's taking his time.
Jim, where are you? Jim from Florence.
Are y'all at the cider house?
No, this is in my backyard.
This is a more local operation, all right? Calm down. What do you?
Cider house is in Pennsylvania. We are in South Kakalaki.
East Coast,
Mennonites.
East Coast.
What's up with the Mennonites? Because Josh is Dutch.
Are Mennonites Dutch?
Yeah.
Low-key based?
Filibuster. Keep talking. Jim, what are you doing?
Not based enough, but
Get in
not
here.
unbased. Not faggots.
How do I un-guest room Jim? Oh,
the
there he
black
goes.
scent cracked me up, LOL. I'm all the way down here in Florida. Good luck, Chronic. Florida is... Dude, have you ever been to Jacksonville, Florida,
We're nice,
recently?
Dude. No.
I mean, there's nice parts of Florida for sure, but I ain't never been to them. I've only been to the cities. I've never been to Miami, but I've been to Jacksonville. Dump department, dude. It's, oh my gosh. That place looked like we went there for a church conference one year.
Jim, what you doing, dude? Let's go, Jim.
And after a hurricane hit, we went back 5 years later. It was exactly the same.
Brett said, might not have thick enough skin to call in just yet. I'll check you out for another week first.
Fair enough.
That's fine. I mean, if you want to, we could schedule like an evening stream or something and do like a straight up interview. I don't know. Maybe
we could do one this weekend. I'd be down to do one Saturday
It's cursed
night.
down here in some areas. Yeah, dude. It's the
Keys are nice. The Keys are really nice.
It's getting bad. It's getting bad. But see, you got all the people that don't want to be cold moving down to the warm. Also, I don't like commitment. It's scary. That's fine. That's a very progressive thing, I think.
That's true.
Mexican Coke, boys. Worth every non-deportation that we get. All right, calling in again. Let's try again. See what happened.
Jimbo! Dudes will eat your face in Florida.
Dude, you might be
Is that
too
like
young.
the bath salt thing?
That's what I was thinking. Dude, they went hard on some bath salts for a while.
I remember the hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but I'm on bath salts. Your face looks tasty.
Don't give him a hard time, man. He's new.
Come on, man. We got our first centrist. Come on, we've got all the racists we need for now.
It's about,
Is it something on my end,
addition,
Jim?
not subtraction.
I'd call in Trump, but I really need to go smoke a joint first. I'll be back. I'm feeling up to it. I will call in. We may not be here after you smoke a joint.
Well, if Jim can't get through, then I don't know what we're gonna do.
Jim, where are you? Where are you, Jim?
Dude, bath salts hit us hard too. People were laying in the street doing like,
South Carolina. I thought you meant
just in general.
I thought you meant like they were giving you that in the Marines or something.
No,
you're like Paul Atreides from Dune, where you've got like the like nasal thing, and it's just pumping bath salts into your brain.
Dude, they were bath salting around here, and I mean there was people in the street like just rolling around.
It says he's in the green room. Okay, I see him there. I see him
too. I don't know how to.
It says,
I think it's something on his end.
Hold on. I can hear y'all. I'm unmuted. I'll try again. I think it's on our end.
Now tell him try now.
Try now. Jim.
Hey, I can't hear y'all.
There we
go.
What up, Jimbo?
Jim, we can hear you. Maybe he can't hear us. Are we muted? No, we're not muted. Why is there an issue?
Jim.
Call him back. Tell him
The place I never go.
Is his sound on his phone?
That's for you, Trump whoppers. Fire the producer. I don't remember the procedure, but you did do something like. Does it have something to do with him being like it being on his screen being on our feed? You know, like because you did last time. You dragged and dropped the Zoom into the screen. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I mean, we could hear him. I don't know why he couldn't hear us. Struggling. Hey, while y'all wait on us and watch us struggle, go ahead and like the stream.
I didn't know skinheads had tech trouble.
Yeah, I thought about shaving my head.
Does oh shoot, why, dude? I'm so bad with names. I see his face. Is Stephen Miller a skinhead?
He's Jew, so I don't know. I would think not. I think that's disqualifying.
So Jim's saying as soon as Zeb connected me, it cut my mic. Send it in yours one more time.
Here, I'll text it to you. You send it to him.
All right.
Hold on, everybody. We're experiencing a little technical difficulties. A black man made this studio. Don't blame us.
Oh.
All right. I'm going. I'm
gonna catch up on
no.
Twitter real quick. See if there's anything else we got to talk about.
Copy to Jim from Florence.
Let's see.
Sent it, Jim.
What is this?
Who is it? Pine Sap. That's Pine Sap.
Didn't he get banned from Twitter?
Yeah, he's on Instagram now. Do it again. I want to see what he said.
We're a little bit more than a far-right Republican. Hey, what can I say? I think you can say I'm a fascist.
Yeah. All right, I hear the
Jim's
Zoom.
calling back in. Let's try this one more time. Let me pull him up here. Give me 1 second, Jim, if you can hear me. Hello?
Hey, you there?
There we go.
Hey.
Hey, okay, so that was the problem.
All right. Is it? I don't know.
How many wasps does it take?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't think he has to be on screen.
I don't know.
All right, let's try again. All right, how many wasps? What? Go ahead, sorry.
How many wasps does it take to get a Zoom call set up?
3.
Are you a wasp?
Am I?
Vander Nord?
Yes. Vander Nord? He's Dutch. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
And I'm the only one in my family with curly hair, so.
Aren't you supposed to be in South Africa? I mean,
Yeah, the Dutch
Me?
are South African. So we were talking about
If they had me in South Africa, they wouldn't be having their murder problems.
I don't know. Those
Because I'd
EFF
convert
rallies are
all
pretty
the
big.
Africans, and they'd be good Christians.
How do you stop an invasion of an entire continent on a little tiny peninsula of people?
Well, they had it figured out until 1994.
Well, a lot of those African countries were colonized until then too.
Yeah, let me put it
Recolonization.
this way: I'd rather deport the Africans from here than try and set up a colony there.
Yeah, you'd never be successful.
Jim, what we're talking about what is MAGA? We've kind of given our little spiel about it. What you got anything to add to that one?
Well, I think what MAGA is trying to bring back the Americana that the boomers experienced in their childhood. But I don't think we can get that.
Go ahead, Jim. Go ahead.
I guess there's a decent delay.
Yeah, there's a decent delay. That I kind of lost my train of thought, but what MAGA can't exist until the boomer's gone. Because the boomer destroyed whatever Americana we had left. But that's what the millennial wants. That's what the Zoomer wants, at least on the right side.
Dude, Chat's killing you right
they're
now.
They're trashing you in the comments.
They said, is he driving a milk truck, taking a bath in Heineken bottles? I guess because you're driving and the phone might be bouncing around. But yeah, I think you're onto something here. The boomers want what MAGA is, or they perceive MAGA to be, but they're the ones standing in the way of getting what they perceive it to be. There's a little catch-22 there. It says you've muted yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
don't worry about it, dude.
MAGA
Chat can suck it up.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry I work for a living, but whatever.
unlike Josh I, who's like a bum in Greece.
But yeah, so
I love you, Josh.
But MAGA, I think the boomer likes the idea, like this perverted idea of MAGA and what MAGA would be, but they can't allow themselves to cross this particular line of
achieving
what they were taught in the 70s, and in the distorted view. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning who's a Gen Xer, and we were talking about the Indians, and I thought the Indians that Columbus discovered when he came here.
Yeah, Feather.
And yeah, Feather. Yeah. So because I'm no longer calling them Native Americans because we are the Native Americans. So
I call them Indian. What did I call them? Indian Americans?
I don't remember.
Or American Indians?
I guess. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Feathers.
Yeah, the Feathers.
Yeah. Because I ain't calling them Native
I just
Americans.
call them Feathers.
Feathers, okay. That's where I call them TP.
It's fun. It's always fun. You tell somebody Indians,
TP
they say,
Negroes.
what you mean? I say the Feathers, not Dot. Anyway, but yeah, I think you're largely right. But it's also, the boomers have lived in this utopia of America for so long, and they have this idea that they can get back to this utopia just by making more money, increasing GDP, and it's not the case. And while we probably could get back to something approaching that, it would take some extreme measures to get there, and the boomers aren't willing to do it. Not only aren't willing to do it, they're not even willing to get out of the way for someone else to do it.
Yeah, so I was having a conversation with my dad the other day, and he sort of come around to a lot of these things, but we were having this discussion, and you know, I'm y'all clearly kind of understand where I stand, but I was talking about the immigration and how we need to not just cut it back and not do these different things, but that we just need to stop it, and potentially look at revoking citizenship of these people that were just granted it because they were born here. Where you're born doesn't determine who you are. And my dad said, well, I'm just worried about my grandsons. And I was thinking to myself, so I'm worried about my sons, and that's why I'm making these points. That's why I'm saying that's what we need to do. And it's like he's almost there, but he won't say what needs to be said.
Because they've been programmed that it's bad. These words are bad, and if you say them, you're bad. And so they can't get over that, right? It's the idea of, we talk about leveraging words against people. Their entire language has been leveraged against them by applying a positive or negative effect to a word just because in a certain context it may be negative. And so then it is negative across the board. And they can't get over this. But yeah, you talk about these people that are born here doesn't necessarily make them American. We talked really earlier on stream, talked about Omar, the guy running for Minnesota or Minneapolis mayor in Minnesota. He was born here. He was raised here. And the people that want to say that, even somebody like Charlie Kirk, where he talks about not even the marketplace of ideas, but saying that we need legal immigration, or we need people that were born in America. And these people that keep saying that we need Americans that were born in America are going to have to face the fact that just because you're born in America doesn't make you American. And I think this is kind of accelerating that. The guy Omar that's running for mayor in Minneapolis, Minnesota, is going to accelerate this because it's pushing the envelope and forcing them to say, well, he doesn't believe himself to be American because he says my home. When he refers to my home, he refers to Somalia. He doesn't believe himself to be American, so why should we grant him that? And then it should flow from there that we should be able to denaturalize people that were born here, for various reasons, whether that's anchor babies or whatever. We should be able to denaturalize and deport same day, same hour. I don't care. And pick them up and take them.
And why is it that the conversation always goes to, like these migrant farmers, right? That work on the farms.
Because they want to hit you in the fields, man.
All right, yeah.
Because people care about farmers.
So let's just, for sake of argument, right? Just let me argue this out. Let's say we need them, right? Let's say we can't do it without them, right? Why does it always come to giving them citizenship? Why is that always the ultimate goal?
Because Reagan did it. And Make America Again is Reaganomics. This is Reagan's fifth presidency term.
And this is a point that we had talked about before that I had basically made on this show that I obviously can't make on the show you know me from, Jim, which is basically, you hear this line from the boomers all the time, is it's like, the young people don't listen. We have wisdom, we have experience, and we want to impart it on you, and you don't listen. But the truth is, when you really analyze what they're saying, it's as if they stopped thinking when they were 25 years old, when they were 24 years old, they were 24 when Reagan came on the scene, and none of their ideas have evolved or changed with the times until, at best, someone like Donald Trump comes in and says, build a wall. And then they realized, they wanted that the whole time, but never thought about it. You know what I mean? I think of the boomers, they are in the way, but they are victims of themselves. You know what I mean? Of like, you know, Jewish control from back
Reagan's
then.
most famous line is what, Josh? Come on, give me something. Tear
Give me
down this
liberty
wall.
or give me death.
No, his most famous line is Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Why would Reagan build a wall when he's tearing them down? And this is the same thing as the boomers. They have no comprehension of maybe walls are good, walls bad, until Donald Trump comes along and says, "Hey, we might need a wall," and then we still don't get a wall. We got somebody.
They cannot accept the reality of race. That is so ingrained in them. It just cannot be taught out of them.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point. Real quick, because let me talk about the boomers and race real quick. I'm really surrounded by a lot of older white boomers, right? And
aren't we all?
They don't understand the dynamics of integration because they never lived it, because they went to all white school, right? And so they don't understand the dynamics of how it actually plays out in real life. I mean, it's a de jure versus de facto situation. And so, and the application of it really hasn't bode well, especially for the white male in particular. And so, I constantly get scolded for not sending my children to the school that we're zoned for by these boomers who didn't send their children to the same school. And so the boomer lived in a bubble, and the bubble kind of stayed with them, and they still live in that bubble because now they have wealth, and so they're able to hide. They're able to live in their white enclave communities, and
they're able to afford what is colloquially the American dream. The American dream is to be able to
they're
segregate
pricing out the minorities.
Right. Yeah. The idea that
matter of fact,
keeping up with the Joneses is false. Nobody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're trying to outprice the riffraff.
Right. Yeah,
but anyways, that's
it's exactly it is kind of a played out point, but it's like when people criticize the Obamas for living, oh, you'll let a bunch of illegals in, but you live in a gated community. But that's true of our side too. That because it's not in their face, because they're not seeing their grandson being beat up by black kids right in front of them, they won't let themselves. I have a dream. Like they just can't accept the reality of the situation, which is, Tucker Carlson comes out and says, one day there will be a white candidate advocating to be the voice of white people. And I would say, Tucker Carlson would say, screw that guy. But that is part of the problem, is like Tucker Carlson admits that's an eventuality. Why will that be an eventuality? Because minorities are coming here. They are not assimilating. Like Zeb and I would say they cannot. But even if you think they can, they are not. They are not. They come here. First generation immigrants that come here are resentful, just as resentful as African Americans who descended from the slaves. They blame us for all of their problems because we do better than them and always have. And here's the thing: if one day white people go extinct and then it's basically run by like the Chinese, they'll blame them, or they won't even. There'll be no history. They won't even.
Well, they won't be able to. They'll be enslaved.
Yeah, no,
like they are in Africa right now.
Yeah, no one. If they were to destroy us through just attrition, basically, there would be no moment of realization. There would be no black scholar going, "Oh man, I think we messed up." They wouldn't even remember.
Jim, give me 1 second. Your name
Yes.
has been in the chat. I want to address this real quick. First of all, welcome to the stream. Second of all, some of your comments are good, and I would like to hash out some of this stuff. I don't think right now is a good time. If you want to sub, I mean, we're live almost every day, and if you want to throw some of these comments into some of the future discussions that we have, please feel free to do so. We've been going on about 3 hours now, but your name is trying to find some common ground, similar to how Brent Rose is. And again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I know we probably disagree on a lot, but I mean, we're trying to flesh this thing out together. I mean, we're free thinkers. We're not a part of the Trump cult, if you will, or the MAGA cult, or any cult really. But or at least I don't think I am. I try to take things as they come. Call balls and strikes. Whoever said that, Josh, was it Josh? Anyway, Trump whoppers. Anyway, he says, my personal experience is they can get away with it because they're not legal. This is in response to him saying, so give them a social security card and make them pay, and obviously they have to follow the American laws. Just to quickly address, well, they don't, right? This is why you have entire communities that are non-American, right? These are non-white communities. The Jews have this, the Somalis have this, the Muslims, Islam have this. They're building these non-white communities. You have black communities in Atlanta. They're trying to build them up in North Carolina. They're trying to build segregated communities. And I got an article I pulled up that I want to address here in a second, or whenever we finish up with Jim. I'm not going to kick you off, but we're going to get through that. It's not about making them legal. It's not, I mean, even if you make them legal, they have no care for the American law system, and they don't care for, not only do they not care, I don't think they even comprehend the way laws exist, because they are hypotheticals, and people that are below a certain IQ are incapable of hypothetical thought. And so if you import a bunch of 70 to 80, 85 IQs that are incapable of comprehending hypotheticals, then there is no consequence for their actions. So it doesn't matter if you make them legal or not. Maybe that's a little bit longer winded than you wanted, but there it is. Let's see. Well, my friend, when they're trying to sell rats in New York on a shopping cart, if that was an American, they get a citation. And then they have to go to court, so they'd be forced to assimilate by law. Well, the problem is they shouldn't be. If this was the case, they should just be deported, but they're not being deported. And you use American here as a citizenship, but it should be read as American, as white, where I have 6 generations of my family that have been here. It is a nation thing and not just a country thing. It's not a citizenship thing. And this is things that we hash out throughout a lot of our streams over time. But I mean, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I would encourage you to maybe subscribe. I know we don't have a huge following right now. Jim just left us, sorry. But I would encourage you to, subscribe, stick around for some future conversations that we can have that aren't entirely loaded on the back end, that we can have them on the front. So rat salesman is a good gig. Anyway, went a little hard right there. Sorry. Your name. I think the immigrants are getting the brunt of all this when it's these rich white dudes calling politicians. Public servants are getting rich off at all. Well, the immigrants shouldn't be here. 1, 2. I don't disagree. I mean, 2 things can be true at once, and I would kind of push back on white. Most of these are largely Jews, but while you were correct about the hypothetical thoughts not being possible below 70 or 80, I challenge the notion that majority of people who travel that far are low IQ. Well, I mean, you just have all you would have to do would be look at a bell curve from the specific area that they're coming from, right? So if the average IQ in, I don't know, pick one, Haiti, Somalia, any sub-Saharan African country is going to be between 70 and 85. So if your bell curve is somewhere between 70 and 85, your standard deviation is anywhere from like 8 to 12. Then you're going to look at maybe you're looking at 15, 30, 60. You're looking at 15% would be above 90 or 95 IQ. So you can't tell me that the top 15% is what is immigrating. It's just not the case. The numbers don't make sense.
Yeah.
And so not only is the average 70, but you're probably getting the vast majority of anywhere from 65, 60, 70, 75, 80. I mean, these are just numbers you can't kind of just wipe away. I want to see a bell curve of the people from Mexico against the average white person in Arkansas. Well, we have those. Charles Murray wrote a book about it. It's called, well, he wrote Bell Curve, first of all. Second of all, he wrote Human Diversity. Some of that's in there. Maybe not specifically Arkansas, but the numbers are there. No, but people don't travel who are below around 100, not in the U.S. even. Those people stay in the town they went back to high school. Well, not when they're getting paid by the UN to immigrate to America.
Yeah. This
is a flawed argument you're taking.
That because people that travel in the U.S. are somewhat affluent, that therefore the people traveling from shithole countries to here are affluent. That doesn't follow.
Josh said, put blacks on an island, you get Haiti. Put Asians on an island, you get Japan. Put whites on an island, you get England. I mean, yeah.
And also,
it
Asians and the whites put themselves on that island.
Yeah.
The whites put the blacks on Haiti.
Some of us built the boats. And some of us built the wheels.
And some didn't.
I said I was going to pull this up, so we're going to pull this up, take a look at it right now. Is that... Let me make it where you can read it. Good. I haven't read this yet. It just came up on Twitter. I pulled it up. As I said before, we wouldn't agree on a lot. Well, it's not necessarily about agreeing. It's that some of this stuff is just numbers. Like something that we maybe not agree on is like, what is the goal of America? Like that would be an opinion. But some of this, like the IQ question, is very, very much just a sheer numbers game. It's not about agreement, right? Reality isn't a consensus. It just exists. But yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly willing to debate someone that is in, maybe not debate, just discuss in good faith. As soon as it turns bad faith, I'm out. But this was Nate Silver. Most of our cities are often the most segregated. And we talked about this before. People self-segregate. It's just the nature of humanity. People want to be around people like them. We're just going to skim through this. I saw it. I wanted to read it. I figured we could read it on stream. When I was a freshman at University of Chicago in 1996, I heard the same thing again and again. Do not leave the boundaries of Hyde Park. Do not go north of 47th Street. Do not go south of 61st Street. Do not go west of Cottage Grove Avenue. Just on the same topic, like there's cities that are big enough to be segregated. Chicago is one of them. And then there are cities that aren't big enough to be segregated, where they used to probably be segregated. But once you reach a certain distance or area that a diaspora of people used to be segregated in, over time it becomes non-segregated because you just lose that, you just lose the land over time from like attrition, I guess you could call it. These boundaries were very explicit, almost to the point of being official university policy. Campus police department was not committed to protecting students beyond the area. And the campus safety brochure advised students not to use the L train stops just a couple of blocks beyond them unless traveling in groups and during the daytime. What is usually wasn't said on campus that brags about the diversity of its urban setting, where about 5% of students are black, was that neighborhoods beyond these boundaries were overwhelmingly black and poor. The University of Chicago, for many decades, treated Hyde Park as its fortress on the south side. And its legacy of trying to keep the students within the neighborhood and the black residents surrounding communities out has left its mark on Chicago. On Dustin Cable's interactive dot map, a racial residency pattern, Hyde Park appears as an island of blue and red dots, meaning mostly white and Asian students and residents, in contrast to Chicago's most uniformly black South Side designated. I mean, what you're seeing on screen is just a image of self-segregation. This is what people do. And you can find this across any and all cities in America. It's just, it's natural to do it. And I would argue that it's not even bad. In fact, it's probably preferable. I mean, look at it. I mean, you have green's black, right? I mean, it's completely they completely segregate themselves. Orange is Hispanic, completely segregate themselves. Red is Asian, completely segregate themselves. And then over here, you start getting into the white communities on the outskirts. I mean, we completely segregate ourselves. Why? Well, it's only natural to want to be around someone similar. Let's see. Skim through this. This is, I guess, a larger image of Chicago. But, I mean, this is Chicago, but this is basically every other city also, right? This is just the nature of it. The inner city is called the inner city because it is occupied by non-whites. As soon as you get outside of the city, it turns into a very...
I got to get going.
No.
It's getting late.
All right.
And
we'll skim through this. Again, that's Nebraska.
Adios, chat. It's been fun.
You can close out. We're done. I just want to skim through that real quick with chat. While I'm here, your name, thank you for coming. Brett Rose, thank you for coming.
Yeah, we're starting to
Thank
get
you for
some...
sticking around, dude.
Yeah. We'll be live tomorrow. We having Joe on tomorrow? Has Rodney
we'll see.
confirmed?
No, Rodney's not going to be here tomorrow. At all.
Come on, man.
All right.
Oh, not even for his show?
No, not for his show. I think I guess canceled. But anyway, chat, thank you for coming. Like the stream if you haven't already. Go ahead, stick around so we can have some more good conversations. I know we had some decent ones today. A lot of you kind of showed up a little late, which is fine. A lot of the stuff we hash out very similar conversations throughout the week. A lot of this has been about Jeffrey Epstein this week, so if you want to go back and check out some of the previous ones and skim through those, I know some of the new guys. You can check them out if you want to. If not, we'll probably say the same thing again in like 2 weeks. Is what it is. But yeah, for sure. Appreciate you for coming. Appreciate you for subbing. I know Brett said he did, and hopefully we'll start growing here in a little bit. We're gonna start doing some more other stuff besides straight live streams because there's no discovery in live streams. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. This is Outside the Overton. I'm Zeb.
And I'm Josh.
Peace.